feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me. And what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan, your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the fucking hours it takes to get some power. Don't be fucking sour, take a cold shower. Scream until you're louder, work until you're prouder. And fuck all the doubters, they're just fucking downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm pissed off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.
What's up, everybody?
What's that?
I got the overlay on. Aloha.
And your contacts, that voice and your eyes, that's freaky.
I knew these would come in handy one day. I was like, oh, and I just thought of it like 20 minutes ago. I was like, oh, I got those contacts. I got another pair, but I can't find them. The other ones are kind of creepy too.
And my eye doctor sells all kinds of different ones around Halloween every year. There's some cool ones. The ones that just black out your eyes, though, are that's really freaky.
I have one like that. That's the one I can't find. I got one that whites out the eye and blacks out, but because I got like a really good deal when I got them, and I got 10 sets for like really cheap, and I'm missing half of them. But oh well.
Does it bother your eyes at all? Are they uncomfortable?
No, just a little bit on my left eye because I don't wear contacts or glasses or anything. Mm-hmm. But a little bit on the left. But for the most part, a lot of times I forget I am. Like sometimes I'll leave and people are like, "Whoa!" Dude, I'll have one in and take the other one will be out. But I only have one in, and I'll go out and I'll be like, "What happened to your eye, dude?" And I'm like, "Oh shit." Sorry.
Still got my AI in.
What's really creepy is when you see somebody in real life whose eyes go like that. I've seen it a few times when I was a psych nurse. Ooh, and yeah, I think they were possessed. It was freaky.
There's a channel I watch, Flex Your Freedoms. I'm actually trying to get him on the show too. He's a vet. And one of his eyes is actually almost the same as this, but his was from being in the military.
What?
Somebody ghost hunter back in
the Wow. I didn't know that, Mayhem. That's freaking cool, dude. Might have to have you come up too, Mayhem. Share some stories.
Is that Mamsie?
No, Mayhem Studios.
My bad. I had to reboot, so I can't see yet.
Mayhem, Salty Explorer, and just a bro or brew or
brew. Oh yeah, Brew W. What's up? Hey guys, welcome. Cola, Aloha Cola.
Hey Cola, welcome in, bud. My stuff has been hacked.
Uh-oh.
No, it hasn't. You just don't know what the hell you're doing.
That's right. There it goes. Look, I found myself. All right. Dave is here now.
Cool.
Don't be scared.
Those eyes. That's just every time I look at you. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, hey, my sister should be maybe half hour. She'll probably pop in. She's ghost hunted. Like she's gone to what is the name of the place? That hotel where they filmed The Shining in Colorado.
Ooh.
I can't think what it's called, but she's been there. She's gone to the Myrtles Plantation in Louisiana, a couple places in New Orleans, the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum in West Virginia. She's been over there. There's some I'm forgetting, but you and I both live with ghosts. We both do.
Does she, when she does all that stuff, does she like document it and like put it on YouTube, or does she just do it and
just does it with
herself?
She just does it for fun. She goes. There's a couple of friends. They travel together and take little vacations.
Really, if she started a channel, she like that. There's a huge community for that stuff, and
yeah,
I'm too sissy, man. I'm a sissy. Like my brain messes with me, and I'm like, I do it, and then when I'm like in the situation, my brain starts, and I'm just like, fuck this, dude. I'm gonna get the hell out of here, man.
I agree with that you're a sissy.
The Stanley, Vicky Sorrells.
Oh yeah, the Stanley Hotel, yes. Yep.
And welcome, and yes, thank you, the Stanley Hotel. Hold on, why is Vicky Sorrells all lonely without a wrench?
Give her a wrench.
Give that woman a tool.
There you go, Vicky. Now you're part of the gang.
This is equality time. Every woman should have a set of tools.
Wait, what is this? Oh, that was I was the videographer for a group in Georgia named Spirit, SPIRIT Paranormal. We had webisodes called Spirit Encounters.
That's cool. You're not going to catch me anymore going out looking for stuff. It finds me. I don't need to look. Yeah, I'm going to write that down, though. What was it? Spirit Encounters. I'm going to check it out. You know what I really like to watch is what is it? My mind just went blank. Let me look really close. The guy from what's his name? Colin Brown, paranormal something. Let me look. But he does almost every Monday. He does. He has a show out, and he usually travels with. Sometimes he's with his wife. Sometimes he's with his brother-in-law. Sometimes his parents come along. But he goes to all the places that are ever talked about, and I think he does a really good job. They use what is that technique? Wow, my brain isn't braining today.
Don't worry.
Estes method. They do the Estes method a lot of the time too, and I don't know. I really like to watch him. How
does that work?
What they usually set up. They have those couple. I can't think of what they're called. Sometimes they use spirit boxes, those things that flip through all the frequencies. I hate those. I can't understand what they say. Sometimes they use those. Sometimes they have these, it looks like a phone. It's like an app, and the spirits are supposed to be able to talk into it or manipulate it somehow so that they put out words or, a bunch of words, sometimes full sentences, but they will put these things all out in the room. They'll have like those little cat balls and the REM pods, all those things that detect, they'll have the K2 meters, and one of them will put on a mask and headphones so that, they're totally in silence and, everything's blacked out so that they can really focus. And then they just sit there, and when they hear something, they just say aloud what they're hearing, and there's another person there, and they will just start asking questions, and hopefully the guy that's got his eyes and his ears covered up will be able to hear the spirits, because you're really focusing on them. And a lot of times, the guy that's not, the guy that can hear and see will just, start asking questions. And a lot of times you can get a conversation going where you ask them, and something will pop up on one of the apps, a word, or sometimes the guy that's all covered up will hear things, but they'll just carry on conversations, and they try to get in touch with the spirits there and find out why they're there and who they are. And stuff like that. First time I ever saw it was there was this program. What was it? Hellier, and it was about these caves in Kentucky and a lot of the weirdness going on there. And there was actually 2 seasons, I think, that I watched of it. But that was the first time I'd ever seen them do an Estes method, and it was really, that was fun. I don't like usually binge watch anything, but I binge watched that one.
There was one that I. Oh, that's Dave. Dave's not here. Oh, no, he's not here. Okay, and it went away. Technical difficulties on Dave's end. But I forgot what I was saying. Oh, there was this one channel I watched a few times. I don't remember the name of it, but he was using this thing where in his apartment or whatever he had, or his house, he had like cameras set up, but he was using something. What was it? Anyway, if the spirits or whatever, it would show up through the camera as like stick figures.
Oh yeah, the SLS.
Is that what it's called?
SLS something. I can't remember what it even stands for, but I think that's what it is. You can do it with gosh, which video game? I think maybe it's a Switch. I can't remember. I'll have to ask my daughter now.
Oh, Xbox. I think that's what this guy.
Is it Xbox? I can't remember, but you can see them. They'll like be dancing around. They'll walk around, or they'll Yeah,
it's creepy too. But I mean, how does that work?
Bro, these ghosts keep disconnecting me, man.
I'm telling you, man, the ghosts are
they are on me. I know, I'm about to kick some ghost ass.
goodness.
There was three disconnects. I see you too, and I'm going to beat your ass.
Hold on, I hit that on accident. My bad.
Well, where do you want me to start with? I've had so many different experiences with paranormal stuff.
And real quick, I want to just say hi to everyone real quick. Mo Tibber, South the Explorer, Mayhem Studios, Blackbird, Vicky Sorrells, aloha and welcome.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
W. Dory Fickle, aloha. Karen Reese, aloha. Who else? Cola, aloha. Sharon Mercier, always good to see you, Sharon. I think I got everybody. But I would say, Ghost Hunt, what is Motiva, my brother, another man, so many people from Michigan. As I'm saying that, Dave disappears. Anyway, Dave's in Michigan. I'm from Michigan. But Ghost Hunt, I was abducted by a UFO. Now you have to ask, knowing me, am I joking? I believe you. I believe you. Blue Unicorn, what's up? Blue Unicorns do not believe in ghosts. Right on. But I would say, shoot, my question would be, and I guess it would refer to where you should start too, is, well, the answer would be from the beginning, and my question would be, what was your first experience, I guess?
Oh boy.
Oh, right on, Mo.
Think a second. I don't know. My family, I honestly think we have had some kind of, I know personally I've had a demonic attachment that attached. We figured out, I go to a foot zoner, and we slowly figured it out when I realized that I had an attachment, and I got rid of it. But that started about the time I was 8 years old. And I think it's something that's been passed down through my family. It's like a generational curse kind of thing. My whole family on my mother's side have been pestered by these things for a long time. And my mom's had so many horrible experiences that she's terrified. You mention, like I've had all kinds of strange things happen, and I just have to be really careful not to say anything around her, because she's so freaked out, and she's convinced that if you talk about it, it invites those things there, because you're thinking about them and giving them energy, and she won't even talk about it. But I've just tried to piece things together in my family, and I honestly think, for everything I found out, that it's just something that was somehow passed down from generation to generation. And it's caused a lot of mental illness in my family, a lot of mental instability, a lot of bad relationships, difficulties that, end up giving you complex PTSD. And I honestly think that there are some evil spirits around that have a lot to do with it. Myself, when I was in and out of the psych hospitals from my 20s and 30s into my 40s, and it was just horrible. I was trying to work, and I was a nurse and a mom and just trying to get through life. But man, I ended up having to have shock therapy so many times, and I've been in and out of psych units so many times, and it was just so frustrating. I was always surrounded by such a dark, depressed feeling all the time. I just lived with it, for so long. I just figured I'd been that way my whole life. And I think it was in 2016. I started to realize that something wasn't right. And whatever this attachment, I had done little things here and there my whole life. Just, sometimes things would move, or you'd hear whispers, or I don't know, I've been touched before. I mean, I don't even know where to start. There's been so many things. But in 2016, I started thinking about everything, and just trying to figure out, what am I going to do? Because my life was so messed up. And I don't know, I started thinking about all the abuse I had growing up, because my mother had been through a lot of abuse, and she just kind of carried it on. And just everything I know about her and that I found out through the years, I realized that something was driving her dad crazy and pushing him and making him very controlling and just horrible to her. It messed her up, and kind of got passed to her, and then it got passed on to me later. But I just started to piece these things together, and I finally, when I really started to think about it, I also got very serious about my faith. And I started to just read my scriptures all the time, do the things I knew I was supposed to. I got very serious about it, and it kind of brought in this light into my life. And that demonic attachment, doesn't like that. And so it started to manifest stuff around the house, the last place that we lived. For a long time, my husband, he does shift work at the mine, and so I'm home a lot by myself. And a lot of times he works graveyards, and I'd be home alone, and I could hear in the back bedroom, it sounded like, I'd be downstairs and I'd hear upstairs, and it'd be sounded like somebody would be like pushing boxes across the floor and pulling through things and throwing things around. Hear voices and stuff, and I'd, what the heck? And it just started to get worse. And I'd wake up sometimes. Have you ever had, what do they call it? Sorry, my brain isn't working tonight. Where you wake up and something is on top of you and you can't.
Oh yeah, sleep paralysis.
Yeah, sleep paralysis. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, sometimes I'd wake up and there would be something. You could feel somebody pushing you down into the bed. You can't move. You can't. All you can do is open your eyes. Don't open your eyes, because then you see what's there. It's, oh God, And sometimes it was awful. But things just started escalating. Things would start to go missing. Where I'd set something down and I wouldn't even move, and but I'd turn my head, I'd look back, and it would be gone. Things would just start to go missing. There was that constant, somebody in that back bedroom rummaging around all the time. But you go up there and open the door, there's nothing going on. Things haven't been thrown around, but it was all the noise. Man, there was one night. I'd had some sleep paralysis, and I finally broke out of it. And I did, well, there's something that my father taught me as a kid, to banish them. And and that's what I would do and get rid of them. But they kept coming back because, this thing had been a part of me for so long. It was hard to break free from it. Gosh, there was one night I remember, it was after the sleep paralysis and everything. And all of a sudden, this was in the upper level of that condo where we used to live. And it was like somebody just took their fists and went across all the walls, just pounding. But it was so loud and so fast that humans could not produce that noise. And it was so loud, like it was like somebody ran around the outside, all the way around and just pounding. It freaked the crap out of me. And the neighbors next door heard it, and you could hear them screaming. It was in the middle of the night. Oh my word. It was just, I remember sometimes I'd wake up because I could feel somebody. Have you ever feel like somebody staring at you? That feeling? Oh, yeah. You just know there's somebody there. I'd wake up and I'd look around. I couldn't see anything, but you could just feel this hate, this awful, just coming from it. And it would reach out and grab my foot or touch my hand it was awful. It got me freaked out. And I finally called my bishop, and he sent some men from my church over, and they blessed that condo. And after that, every time I let one of my friends in, I think she had an attachment because I would let her into my house. And, when I let her in, it came with, I was allowing them both to come in, and then I'd have to start kicking things out again. But I remember the last time I ever had to kick something out of that condo, I did what my father taught me to do. And then the lights, I remember I was in the kitchen, and the lights, the chandelier light thing above us, just, let's see, the air conditioning was on, the fridge was running. You could hear all these things, and all of a sudden, he's having a bad time. Anyway, all of a sudden, I did what I did to kick it out, and it went through me, and the lights went down, and you could hear the air conditioning start to shut down. And you could hear the fridge starting to shut down. It was like the power started to go down. Everything went dim, and then it flew right through me, and then it was gone. And that was the last time I've ever had to, that I've ever felt it touch me or go through me or anything, and now it lurks around the outside of the house. I
was just about to say, because when we had you and your husband on, and I was making a short from that live stream, and I did not edit. It was after I posted it, and I was watching it again, and I'm like, what was that? But the hard part is, with shorts, you can't pause them.
Yeah.
So it's like, but here, let me bring it up real quick. And I think I have it paused. Well, I can pause it, but you can't rewind it, or, you got to wait.
Yeah. But I've been trying to debunk that. Because we have a state highway that we live on, out in a really rural area. But there is a trucking company that has their yard just over a little ways where the farmyard is. And so they drive by a lot. So I was trying to debunk it, and I had the only thing that I figured out, I watched those big trucks drive by, I watched things drive by. That's not what caused the light, the road is too far back. The only thing that would cause what you showed me is somebody walking up to the front door.
That's what I was thinking. And it turned black. And I think I have it paused right. So
right there.
As soon as I hit play, watch the roses behind Steve's shoulder.
It's a stained glass panel on our door.
So I don't know if you can see my little. No, you can't. But okay, so watch the roses right behind Coach Kermit's shoulder there.
Yep.
See that? and I can't rewind it because it's a short. I got to go through the whole thing again.
I've been trying to debunk it, but
I didn't notice that till after I made the short, and like I said, none of that was editing on my part because I didn't notice it until it was already posted, and then I was like, "What the hell was that?"
Well, I was telling you, that it was 2016 when I just went through tons of changes. And that was when I was able to, break that attachment. After that, my mental, I've struggled with my mental health my whole life, especially depression. And after that, I have never had to go back to a hospital. I just had a feeling I needed to quit taking a bunch of meds. They had me on so many antipsychotics. It was ridiculous. I just quit taking them. I don't know. I just changed a lot. And it broke that connection. And my mental health has been manageable now. Oh, hey, the other night, the 8th, it's 16 years for me.
Wait, say that again.
16 years now of sobriety.
Oh, nice.
April 8th was anyway, but awesome. That got so much easier to deal with too. And I have talked to quite a few people that are former addicts that live in my area, and every one of them who has had to deal with addiction has had a demonic attachment, and they went through very similar stuff to me, the things that would go on in their house and stuff. And you really do honestly have to, you can always feel whatever that is, it lurks around the house, but I know, the house has been blessed, and the people that built this house are here often. And they're very sweet. They're very protective. And I haven't seen that like a full-on apparition of any of them, but I have caught in the corner of my eye. I can tell when it's the man or the woman. And I've worked with their son that grew up in this house, and I've talked to him about his parents. And I'm now pretty darn sure they're here, because I've seen, just, when you kind of see something just in your peripheral vision,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I will see somebody walking by, and I usually catch like the hem of a dress and a foot or something. I'll just see that walking by very fast. But they're white. They're not black like the demonic attachment was. It was just a big black mass, like a shadow, like it was like darkness you couldn't see through. But these are white. The people that built this house, I see them here, and I think they protect me. I have felt that thing come up on the front porch, just like you saw. And that's when I have seen the man, the can't think of his first name, but I have seen him standing at the door, like looking through that stained glass window onto the other side. I know they protect the doors, I know I'm protected now. I can't get in, but this is the only place I have ever lived where I can turn all the lights out with Steve gone at work at night, and I can sleep just fine with all the lights out. This is the first place, and I'm 53,
That was me trying to get back into YouTube at the door.
But my sister, I hope she pops on, because she's had very similar things in her place going on, where there was a couple that the house that she lives in now, they have this cute little ranch about half an hour from me. And the couple that built the place, they bought it from, the guy that built it, he had passed away. He's still in their house, and he's protecting her daughters, and has been protecting, her one daughter, I think, has a demonic attachment as well. And she's had a lot of crazy stuff. And that guy that built that house, their house, has same thing, protects her daughters from it. But she's had a lot of weird stuff in her house going on. I've had so many things happen. Like I said, I don't even know where to start. But yeah, I don't go looking for these things, because they find me. But I've got a really strong connection somehow to my family that was here, but that settled this area. That I'm LDS. The Mormon pioneers came across and settled here in Utah. That's my heritage. And I have a strong connection with a lot of them. And I know they protected me in many, many cases. And you can tell, just the feeling that you get when there's a spirit in the room, you can tell if it's good or bad. You can just sense it.
Oh yeah.
And, so I've dealt with both. I love the good ones, I often feel that there's people with me that I can't see. But my cats can see them. It's really funny. Sometimes they'll just be staring off, and, or they will. So I've seen them playing before. I think when I see them playing, that it's my dad coming to say hi. But
see, that's weird because I've never there was one time that I seen something. I don't know if it was drug induced or what. I was like 21. But no, it was so real, and I still to this very second, it seems like it's like it was very. But anyway, but then like you were saying a little bit ago, like on your peripheral vision, you kind of like see. I see that all the time, like at home, nobody's here, and I'm just like oh, okay. I'm like, my mind's just playing tricks. Like I never think about it. I'm just like, oh, I could have swore I just seen someone walk by, but I never think about it. It's just like whatever. You're just seeing things or imagining things or whatever. But it makes me wonder, because I really do believe it. Like, I think that's why I never really mourned over my sister, because I still feel like she's
around you.
She's still here, you know what I mean? It's like, what are you gonna mourn for if they're not gone? Hey, Angelique, aloha, and Latina and Kelly, aloha.
Hey, welcome.
Craig the Hunter was here. Who else? Ed's here. Hey, Ed.
Blue Unicorn.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I think something happened. Maybe you did get hacked, Dave. I don't know why.
I cannot highlight a comment. I cannot stay online. Y'all got me tripping out, sending all these ghosts over here or something.
My mother's had some terrifying experiences with that generational curse, that thing. I wish to go find something else to do, but it's bothered my daughters before as well. They're both been taught how to deal with it. It bothered them when they were teenagers, but they haven't had anything since then.
No, I don't want to play a game with you, little girl.
Yeah. But
and then so your sister, older sister, younger sister?
My baby sister. I'm the oldest.
Okay, so with her, is it kind of similar with you? She's just experienced the stuff, or is she just really interested in it?
I think both.
Both, okay.
I've always been interested in it because I've always, I don't know. The older I get, the more in touch I am with, things around me that I really can't see. And I've just had to learn how to trust it. But yeah, I honestly think that the spirit world is here all around us. When I was, year ago when I was working, I was taking care of that elderly couple as their private nurse. For the months before they passed away, there were family members that had already passed on that were coming there and talking to them and, kind of getting them ready to pass on. And I saw, the same thing as what I see in my house. I would see someone walk by and I would just catch, like I would just see the ends of a robe or a dress or, but it would be a white personage, and I'd just catch a little bit of them as they'd walk by. But both of them, and they weren't crazy. They didn't have dementia or anything. But they both would have conversations like, the lady, her mother would come to her, and we think that the guy that kept coming to Ted, or thinking it was probably his great grandfather that he never met because he didn't recognize him. But we were looking through old pictures and things, and going off his description, we think we figured out who it was. But as a nurse, I've seen a lot of people pass, and I've seen that very, very often. Some family member will come when it's their time to pass, and they'll take.
I've heard that. Yep,
yeah, I've seen it many times, but I've also seen some really bad deaths too. And There was, man, it was my first nursing job. I was just at a nursing home, and there was a lady that had Parkinson's, and when they get really bad, their bodies just curl up and they can't use them anymore, and it really affects their brains too. And I don't know if she honestly saw something in her room or if she was hallucinating. It very well could have been either, but it was horrible. She was seeing demons flying around the room, and she was about ready to pass on, and she was not peaceful. Yeah. And it was creepy. It was just
like the movie Ghost, when they took that dude and all those black shadows came in and grabbed him.
Yeah, she was seeing stuff flying around her room, and she was yelling at me, "Can't you see it?" And it was awful. But yeah, I've worked in some haunted places too as a nurse, and graveyard shifts can be creepy sometimes. Really creepy.
Oh, yeah. That's when it all goes to where, like I was saying, my head starts messing with me, and the more you start thinking about it, the creepier and scarier it gets, right?
Yep. Yeah, I know my mother's been outright attacked by spirits, having things thrown at her and being pushed and shoved. And when she was pregnant with me, she was convinced that there was something trying to get her to miscarry. It was just, she's had some horrible experiences, and I don't even know most of them because she won't talk about them. But yeah, but I've seen what, as a nurse, working nursing homes and psych wards, I have seen some possessed people too. And everybody like that I know in my area that I talk to that are former addicts like I am too, they like I said, they all dealt with some kind of demonic attachment that was affecting their ability. There are these demons of addiction, and there's demons of anger. There's all of the negative emotions and problems. I think they have a lot to do with it. It has a lot to do with what you choose to do as well. But
right. Real quick, Craig, love you, brother. I was listening to your live earlier. I put one comment in chat, but I don't know, when you got like 5,000 people in your chat, I'm sure you didn't see it. But I was listening.
Didn't see mine either.
But much love, Craig. Everyone, I'm pretty sure everyone here is sub to Craig. He's got a great show. Definitely check him out. But much love and aloha, brother. It's good seeing you. Craig the Hunt. What's up?
Angelite 29, Angelite. What's a new one? Topspin.
Angelite. I haven't seen Angelite in a while.
Yeah, that's not a name I'm familiar with.
Hey, Steve, are you bouncing off my mic?
Yeah.
Habushi.
Every time you come in, we got an echo.
I can't fix it, so.
Is the YouTube on your computer muted?
Yeah, it's completely off.
Oh.
No idea. The ghosts, man.
5,000 miles away.
You know what?
There's Mamsie. What's up, Mamsie?
I've seen a lot of people when they do podcasts or videos, things like this, things go wrong when you talk about this stuff.
It is. Imagine
it's
if we all had a third eye.
Yeah, there's even in the county where I live, they have a paranormal society that goes and does ghost hunts in our area. Sometimes I catch their videos, but I couldn't. After when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, I thought I was indestructible and I was unafraid of anything. And we'd go out to haunted places and cemeteries at night and scare each other. And it never bothered me. But after the experiences I've had, I would never do that again.
So how is it now?
How is it now?
Yeah, still here.
I know, well, I know how real it is and how dangerous it can get, and it's just not a thing you want to play with, And like I said, they find me on their own. I don't need to go looking. I'm afraid something else would attach and come with me or something,
I think they're in people all around us all the time.
I do too. I agree.
I know there's a, and I was looking this up maybe 8, 9, 10 months ago, and I've never checked it out yet. But I know there's like spots on the island that I live on that are known for ghostly activities or whatever, and I can't believe I've never even went and checked it out.
That would be interesting. Yeah,
especially over the poly, because I guess like
over the
way back in like the 1800s or whatever, and when Hawaii was fighting each other.
Oh, I've heard. They were like one of the tribes or one of the islands. They were cannibals, and the fighting that was going on and stuff. I don't know if it was before. I think it was before 1800 though, but I have heard about some of the hauntings in Hawaii, the stuff that people.
Yeah, this specific one I seen was over the Poly is basically the Poly Freeway, and it crosses over from one side over the mountain to the windward side. But I guess way back in the day when they were fighting over the land and stuff, and there wasn't a highway there; it was just mountains. That a whole bunch of people were falling off the cliffs, but then their spirits are still there protecting it.
Oh wow!
And protecting their land. It's been a long time. I'll have to go back and watch it again. But I just can't believe I've never checked it out. But,
you're always busy. That's interesting, though.
Try it again, Dave. If you're still listening, Dave, or I'm sure you're listening, but try it again, and I'll mess around with your mic settings.
Let's see. I'm missing someone.
YouTube is haunted.
You know what? One of the cool things that has happened to me. Well. There's been actually a couple of things, paranormal things that were really cool that have happened to me. There was one day when I lived, when I lived in the condo. There was one day, it was a Sunday morning. I walked to church. On my way home, I walked right by my mother's house, and she was out of town, and she wanted me to water her flowers and things. And I was walking back home, and I stopped at her place, but I was walking into her garage, and I had my arms full of books, so I couldn't see down. And I know my mom's garage. I walked in there. I didn't realize that they had one of the dog kennels all folded up, but it was about maybe that raised up about that high off the floor. I didn't see it, and I tripped right over it, and I was just waiting for the pain. I was like, I had my arms full of stuff, and I was just waiting to smack down. I never hit. Somebody, I didn't see anybody, but somebody caught me and then just put me down very slightly on the floor. And I just sat there going, what the heck? I mean, but somebody caught me, and I never hit. I was just waiting for the pain to hit, because it was a good trip. I just went, that was a cool one. And I
never had something like that happen. Blue Unicorn Heart, much love, brother. Good seeing you, brother.
I'm trying to think. There's been a couple of good things like that have happened. One time my littlest was in her walker when we lived up in Ogden, up in northern Utah, and we had a basement and long stairs that went down, and we had to always remember to keep the door closed, so the little walker she was in wouldn't tumble down the stairs. And we were having a party one day for her birthday, and everybody was over at the house, and somebody forgot to shut the door, and she went down the stairs in her walker, but something caught her as she fell and held it. She didn't tumble, nothing. It was like somebody caught her and just set her down. It was weird.
Boo.
What's up, man?
Yeah, you guys are talking up my alley.
Don't be scared. I just want to play a game with you.
No, come on, let's play. Let's play, little girl. Let's go.
Dude,
I told you.
I never knew you did that. You were the videographer and stuff for doing
That's
that
awesome.
stuff.
I want to hear your stories.
Oh man, I got so many stories. I was the antagonist. Like,
Were you?
yeah, the founder of Spirit Paranormal and his wife were like, well, we don't want to antagonize, and they're like, could you please move something? And I'm like, hey,
You challenge
don't
it.
be a little bitch. Move this shit.
Ooh, I wouldn't dare do that. But
Oh, I did it all the time. I did it all
you
the
get
time.
result?
Oh yeah,
Cool.
yeah. We had one where we had little tiles that we put on the edge, and we're like, hey, just knock it off. You know, the founder was like, knock it off, and nothing was happening. I was like, you don't exist. You're a little bitch. And then all of a sudden, as we're walking out, we hear crash, and it was sent all the way across the room.
Huh.
Yeah, I was like, see, you gotta antagonize them a little bit.
Oh yeah.
I never had to do that to get responses. Oh,
Mike.
Yeah.
but you know what? I'm sure you guys have seen. The LDS Church has temples all over the place now, and the one that I live really close to, I was working in for a long time, and my grandparents had worked there, and I have felt my father and my grandparents. You know, they've all passed on, but I have felt them and heard them. I haven't seen them, but I've felt and heard them while I was working in the temple. So I've had really bad experiences and really good ones, and I really do. I think the spirit world is here. I think they're all around us.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's my experience.
Mm-hmm.
What places did you go hunting?
We went to an insane asylum, which actually had a demonic spirit in it.
They usually do.
And then the Crime and Punishment Museum in Ashdown, Georgia.
Ooh, Georgia.
Yeah.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of places in Georgia.
So actually, I think the feedback we're getting is from Heather.
Oh, is it? Uh-oh.
Because Dave keeps because I muted because Mayhem was getting feedback when he was talking, and then I muted Heather and it went away.
Uh-oh.
But is there so and Dave keeps dropping down because he thinks it's him. Get your ass back up here, David. What's up, Beth Life? Good to see you, man.
It could be because she's going through
in the background.
Nope.
It could be because she doesn't have headphones in, and it's coming through the speaker, and it's hitting back into the microphone.
Yeah, let me go grab a pair. Hang on.
Yep, that would probably be it. Yeah.
Indy, aloha. Nada.
Hey, Indy.
Aloha. I was going, shoot, man, today went by so fast. I was going to text you earlier, Indy. I still will later, but the day went by so quick, man. It's like, next thing I know, we came out at 5:30 my time, but next thing I know, it's like 5:15, and I'm like, oh, shit. Let's see. Yeah, because I'm still getting that. Here, I'll mute her right now. Yeah, see, and then it goes away. So
yeah, that's what it is.
No, it's weird. It wasn't doing it in the beginning, but Moonchild.
I don't know.
Hell on earth, no. I wouldn't hate being trapped here after death. Or I would hate being trapped here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially the way it's going, right? So what, ma'am, you were saying in chat earlier, with John Mosman,
mm-hmm.
you said he was gonna. What was he gonna show you?
Oh, he's gonna take me to the some miners inn or something like that, and it used to be a brothel, and there's been people there that have been groped by spirits, and I was like, ooh, I'm gonna get lucky with a spirit. So, I was like, that'd be fun. So everybody
It's
was
gonna
like,
be
oh
one of
yeah,
those ghost stories.
yeah. So I was like, that'll be an interesting story. So Mayhem, what did you do this weekend? Well, I did a spirit. He touched
There
me
was
on all the right places.
there was a comedian, and I can't remember the name, but he wasn't like saying it as a joke. Well, he was, but it was he swore up and down it was like real. But he said that he stayed in a haunted hotel and that he was felt up and he got off literally from this ghost. And he's like, yeah, it's funny. He's like, but it really did happen. I'm not just making the shit up. Who the hell was it, man? It was funny though. William Kramer, aloha. But okay, let's see. Heather, get her headphones.
I think so.
I need to get them connected. I'm working on it.
Oh yeah. Oh, I can already tell that. Yeah, you got them plugged in. I can already tell, or connected, or whatever.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, is that better now?
Dave's YouTube is still haunted.
Yes, it's better. It's a lot better.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Is that better?
Yeah.
Yep.
And like I was saying in chat too, that Topspin said it was interesting. There's 4 different types of haunts that you can get. There's regular spirits. There's inhuman spirits, which inhuman spirits are people that were living, but they did such evil things while they were alive, and they usually died from a very tragic death, like a beheading or whatever, and they're still evil. And then you have demonic, which speaks for itself, and then you have poltergeist, which is conjured up by usually young women, like between the ages of like 8 and 16, that are usually suffering from abuse. And we don't know how it happens, but they can conjure up this poltergeist kind of thing that like haunts the family.
Don't they kind of use the energy that, there's so much angst in kids that age, and don't they like the energy that they're getting from?
Yeah, and it's it kind of protects them in a way, and it kind of is payback for whatever they're going through.
It's kind of like I just want to play a game with you.
I was thinking there was another cool time when Steve and I first got married. He had just lost
the other, not me, Steve. Not me, Steve.
My Steve.
Yeah.
But
you're like, what happened to Nina?
Their fifth, their fifth daughter passed away while she was still in utero, and that really kind of facilitated the end of his first marriage. But we both lived in the house that he had lived in with his first wife for a time, and we were laying in bed one night. Oh, no, it was early in the morning. We just woke up. We were both just laying in bed, just kind of laying there talking, and there was no one else there but us. And we heard this little voice say, "Mama." I mean, just clear as a bell. Shit. There was we both heard it. There was nobody else. None of the kids were with us that day. And we heard it. And there were a couple of times that we would see this little orb just around the house. And sometimes you would just hear this little voice. And we're pretty sure that was his little Elena.
Wow.
It was cool. It was really cool. I've seen both good and bad. And I don't know about you, Mayhem, but in my experience, it seems like the good spirits don't do things to scare the crap out of you. They don't, you know, if they want to make themselves known, they can, but they usually don't do it in a way that's going to terrify you. But yeah, all the evil ones, they just scare you to death.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. And most of the good spirits, they just want you to acknowledge that they're there, you know. And usually you could be like, you know, if they're like knocking on the wall and you just like, all right, you just come up with a name for them, you know. All right, Steve, stop doing that, you know, and they'll stop doing it, you know.
There was one night.
Yeah.
There was one night I went over to our church to practice the organ. You know, sometimes I got to practice just in case I'm needed. And I was just in the chapel all by myself. You know, I only had just the one light on up where the organ was. Everything else was dark. And I was playing, but I could hear somebody in the back of the chapel. And we had a bunch of chairs that were stacked all together, and it sounded like somebody was just kind of rattling them a little bit, and they do it every once in a while. And I think it was just somebody trying to make it known to me that they were listening, but it was starting to freak me out. And I said, can you please stop that? It's really scaring me. It was done. They quit just like that.
Wow.
Yep.
Aloha, I'm your Huckleberry. Good to see you, William Gramer. Aloha.
Oh,
the other William Gramer.
But have either of you guys experienced the sleep paralysis?
I haven't, but I was friends. I'm friends with someone that I've known. Besides Dave, he's the only other guy I've known pretty much my whole life since my early teenage years with this other guy. But he had it not a lot, but you know, a couple times a year. And I'd always be like, dude, that's crazy, man. He'd tell me about it like the next day every time it happened, and it's like, ooh, no, thank God that's never happened.
As a psych nurse, you know, I remember talking to a psychiatrist one time about it, and I was trying to explain to him what I'd experienced, and he was just so convinced that it's completely, you know, it's just a physiological glitch that happens sometimes, you know, where your body doesn't wake up. That's what they say it is, and of course it's terrifying. No, I know different. No. If you feel like there's something pressing, you can't breathe, you can't move, all you can do is open your eyes, and then you see or you hear stuff. Yeah, you will never convince me that that's just a physiological glitch. No, there's something.
Right.
There's something there, and I know too well, and that's terrifying. It's just terrifying. And then have either of you guys had dreams where you get locked in your dreams, and you think you're dreaming, and then you think you've woken up, and you find out you're not, and you're just stuck in the dream? Have you ever had?
I have had that.
They can affect your dreams and what you see in things at times, and I have had them attack me in my sleep where I couldn't get out of sleep. I kept thinking I was waking up, and it was all. I hate that too. I haven't had that in a long time.
Is there a name for that? Because mine, I had that, and I remember it specifically, but I was having like a nightmare, and I remember supposedly in my nightmare, or whatever, I was like telling my physical self, like, just got to wake yourself up, and I did, but I didn't. You know what I mean? I woke up from the nightmare, but I was still. And then when I woke up, I was like, what the? This is weird as shit. Like, really weird.
I hate those. That's just
lucid dreaming is
that's different.
I've been practicing to try to do that. I've only had one lucid dream, but that's where you control your entire dream. I've only had one my entire life. It was the coolest shit ever.
I have those occasionally.
I think it's literally called Inception. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, just like the movie.
Yeah.
That is though, just like the movie.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Sense. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. That's. It was funny. I occasionally talk to the counselor, you know, every couple of months that I had when I was back in rehab, you know, in 2008. And I finally went to him and I said, why did you not warn me about the demonic attachment stuff? And he's like, oh, so you had it too, huh? And I'm like, you didn't say anything. I guess most people that have addictions end up, that's has a lot to do with it. I mean, of course you still have your free will and everything too, but they definitely don't help.
Yeah, I usually get those dreams that like are so good. Right at the good part, I wake up and I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah, right when the good shit's about to happen. Man.
Yep.
Yeah. And you try to go back to sleep. You're like, oh, come on. And then you don't have the same dream. And you're like,
I've done that so many times going back. And you just keep thinking of the same thing, going back to sleep, hoping that you're going to, look who's Dave's here, man.
Holy shit.
Hey.
There he is.
Okay, I called Xfinity. I unplugged my computer. I reran all my wires. I went from my phone to my tablet to my computer to my headset. And after 27 tries, I'm here.
Oh, man.
See?
Wow,
that's
bro.
Consistency right there. That's not giving up.
Hell no.
That's motivation.
It's all my peeps.
Alternator, what's up? Travis Joe.
Giving up.
Bolt.
Hey.
Travis Joe, what's up, Travis? Good to see you, brother.
I think there were some demons in my computer that just got cast out.
I think there was.
Get out of the computer in the name of Jesus. Bingo.
That's right.
Oh my word! I have this picture. I don't know where I have it, but my husband gave it to me, and we live. Have you ever heard of Fish Lake? We're not too far from there in Utah, and Ted Bundy murdered one of his victims up in that area, and there were some people camping up there, and they got a picture. And if you look at the ghost, I have somebody gave me a copy of the picture. It was my husband did, but I don't know who gave it to him. But they were just taking pictures of the weird stuff they were seeing while they were camping. And if you look at this girl, this apparition of this girl, you can tell which one of Bundy's victims it was. And I can't think of her name, but she had long dark hair, and you can just see her. It was really cold the night that it was taken, up in the mountains, and yet she had like a tank top and shorts on, and it was really cold time of the year, and she didn't look cold or anything. I mean, she was just a white apparition, but you could see her facial features, her hair, everything. And yeah, let me look now. It's bugging me. I can't remember what her name was, but I don't know where the picture is, or I'd show you. It was a really cool picture.
Steve.
Yeah, I think it's really cool whenever people take pictures at like Gettysburg or the Civil War, and you could actually you could see the full uniform, and you could tell what side it was on too. You're like, oh man, that's a Confederate soldier, or hey, that's a Union soldier.
My brother took pictures at Gettysburg, and he's got a couple of ghosts on it, and you can tell there's some Union soldiers. He's got pictures of them. It's cool. It's really cool.
It really is.
I know there's around our area, there's a canyon. Well, it's the canyon where the mine is, where my husband works. There's a lot of Native American spirits in that, and people around this area have gone camping at times and heard drums and horses and men, in the middle of the night, and heard things. And this is kind of a cool area to live.
Yeah. Yeah, see, like when you tell those stories, most people are like, nope. I'm like, hey, let's go camping.
If you've experienced it, you know better, honestly, if you've seen it.
Yeah.
I am so haunted right now. Literally, when I type, I swear to you, it says that I'm Steve.
No, if you do it on the StreamYard side, it'll come up as me. Because it's my account.
I did it through the link.
No, yeah, that's what I mean. If you do it on the YouTube, if you chat on the YouTube chat, it won't do it. But if you do it on the StreamYard side, it will.
I'm going to shoot myself.
Top Spin.
No.
Oh my gosh, that's too funny. Top Spin said, are we going to start seeing OJ and the white Bronco mirages now?
Oh, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
with
man.
phantom police cars chasing behind him.
That would be interesting. Okay, let's
Now
see. The girl. Oh, wait. Oh, they don't have the names with them. Oh, I found her, though.
the question is it going to be the older Bronco or the newer Bronco?
Yeah,
Style.
is it going to be the 2023 version?
Man.
Yeah, that 2023 version does not look like the old Bronco at all.
Not at all.
Nope.
It kind of
Yeah.
looks like a mix of the an Explorer, a Flex, and another like Explorer, a Flex, and there was another one. But that's what I came up with a couple weeks ago when I seen one of the newer ones. I was like, it doesn't look like a Bronco. It looks like they just took an Explorer, a Flex, and what was the name of that
Had a
other? But anyway, another Ford, and it was like they just took the three and were like, whoop, there you go.
Whoop. Yeah.
So many things I could do right now, but I'm gonna be cool.
Yeah, if you just got to type it in the YouTube side.
I love Dave. How about that? Oh yeah, it looks great.
I do love Dave.
I know you do.
But you're doing it on the StreamYard chat. You got to do it on the YouTube chat.
Yeah.
I don't know how the hell to get to the YouTube chat.
Wow.
Defense.
Well, at least Dave didn't put in "I love Steve" and then it popped up. Steve said "I love Steve."
Oh, that would have been better. That would have been.
That would have been better. Yeah.
Because I do love Dave. I mean, he's been my best friend for 40 years.
Hey, bro. Mustache to mustache right now.
Yeah, as long as it's not like the Jim Carrey's Grinch. You're an idiot. You're an idiot.
Oh, I love it. I love that.
Have you guys, has anybody here ever seen a ghost of an animal?
I have not.
Well,
no. I take that back. I've seen pictures of the Gettysburg, and I saw it was a Confederate soldier on top of a horse.
Oh my word! That's cool.
But that's the only animal I've ever seen.
I'm an idiot.
That's
You're
weird.
an idiot. Love it. Thanks, Rome. I appreciate that.
Well, darn, I was hoping my sister would pop in.
Did you say that she was like working or when?
Oh, she had to go up north for something today, and she was on her way home when we got started. I just thought she'd pop in by now because she loves to talk ghosts.
Ooh.
But I don't know. Let me see if she's sent me anything. I don't see anything.
She might still pop in.
I hope she does. She if she can't come in tonight, she would like to come back and do it another time with you. Want to talk about this again? She loves to talk about it. She's a lot more eloquent than I am.
Travis apparently wants to dance.
What?
Yeah. I'm down, bro. Let's do it.
Travis.
I was like, that's random. I like that one. Want to dance?
Want to dance?
With the devil in the pale moonlight?
Remember, there's this old cemetery. It's in a town near here called Central, and there's this family plot in it that has like a little picket fence surrounding it, and I think there's about 6 or 7 graves, inside this little fence, and it's just family's plot. And when I was a teenager, what you would do is, you'd take somebody who's never heard the story before. You'd take them out there. You'd arrange for people to go out there before you get there, and hide and then scare the crap out of them. We would do that. We would run around and do dumb things like that when we were teenagers. And there was one summer I was working in a town near here, and it was summer. I got off, and a couple of my friends met me there, and all the guys that I worked with had taken me out there before, and they were trying to scare me. And the thing is you go out to that cemetery, and they just say you walk around and you touch the pickets of that fence, and you count them, You know, just walk around that square and count them and do it again. You'll never get the same thing twice. You know, that was what they always said. I've never have been able to get it twice. I've tried.
Okay. I can't believe you went to the graveyard with a bunch of guys.
Well, I was stupid and fearless when I was young.
I
I was really stupid. But anyway, my friends, I get off work this summer night, and my friends show up. They've never been out there, and so the guys that I was working with, they're like, "Okay, let's take them out there." And so a couple of us, and I was one of them. We ran over, and just dressed in total black, and we put stockings over, like pantyhose over our heads. We just, all decked out in black, and we went out to that cemetery. I crawled over that fence, laid down between the graves, and the guy I was with just covered me with a black blanket, and I laid there and we waited. He went off somewhere else and waited, and it wasn't long before you could hear somebody driving out there. You could hear a car pull up and stop, and you could hear the doors opening, and my friends were terrified. You could hear them, and they were pulling one of my friends out of the car. Oh, just come on, do it. And the other one was really brave, and she's like, oh, this is so stupid. And she's walking around and counting them and, counting out loud, and this is dumb. And I'm laying there thinking, there wasn't much of a moon that night, so it was hard to see. But I was worried. I'm laying there laughing, and I'm worried that they're going to see the ground shaking because I'm laughing to myself. And they finally get my other friend out that was scared, and she didn't even want to touch the fence, And she started counting. I think she got to 5, and I lost it. I couldn't quit laughing. So I just sat up and screamed. Everybody, the guys that took him out there did not know I was there. They couldn't tell I was there. Scared them too. Everybody goes running back to the car. And the guys all got to the car first, jumped in and locked the doors. So I'm chasing my friends around the car. And the one is screaming, it's a witch! It's a witch! She was freaked out. And now there's no way. You could not pay me today to do that again. There's no way I'd go out there in the dark, no moon, and lie in. Oh no! And I've had my daughter's stepbrother, his dad and stepmom live down in this area, and they're down quite a bit. And there was one night, all of the boys were over there, and their stepmom took them out to that cemetery. It was just we're boring around here. We have to make our own fun. And they went out there and looked at that square and everything. And she told them the story. But as they were driving out of the cemetery, something scratched all along the truck, and they had just had it painted too. Yeah, there were claw marks all across the side of the truck as they were driving out, and they could hear it, and it freaked them out so bad they just took off, and they didn't even get out and look until they got home. But you could see the scratches down the truck, and something was there.
So we had some crazy people in our graveyards over in Dearborn.
Oh, yeah?
We would climb the fence at night and run around, but there was like this night keeper. I don't know if Steve remembers this, but there was this guy that would load rock salt inside of his 12 gauge.
That stings.
Oh yeah, and he would shoot you right in the ass with salt.
You're talking about the one off a Telegraph between Fort and Warren?
Oh yeah, homeboy didn't care what he did. He's just firing salt out his shotgun. Got under your skin. You were like, oh my god, he's firing a weapon.
Yeah.
He done lost his mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were pretty afraid to go back.
As a ghost hunter, contrary to popular belief, you don't really get a lot of good activity in graveyards. Every now and then you'll get, you'll get something, but we would not do graveyards because you'd sit there all night. And there's a way to call them back, but usually they'll haunt the place that they resided from, or where they died.
I found out that graveyards are really a dead atmosphere.
Yeah.
I've never really been afraid of them.
Pretty quiet there.
Yeah, not too much fun.
Yeah.
I have heard and seen some really strange things though of ghost hunters, just different little clips that you find on YouTube at times. There's been some crazy stories once in a while of really, people that work there at a mausoleum or something. I've heard some strange stuff.
Yeah. We had this one. It was actually an older couple. They were renting out this like 3-bedroom house to an older black man, and one day he just went crazy, and his wife, Carol Ann was her name. She went inside to go get the rent from him, and he had thought that he didn't recognize her, I guess from dementia or whatever, and he had thought that he couldn't find his money bags anywhere, and so he thought that she had robbed him, and he barricaded himself inside the house, shot at her. Police responded, and he kept talking about how like they stole my money, and then he ended up killing himself. So we heard the story about it, and we asked them if we could do the house, see if we could find anything. And I didn't know at the time that I was partial median, because like, now I know I am, because when
really?
when my best friends are hurting, I can feel it, like I'll hurt in the same spot they are. And so we were there, and the guy was in a wheelchair, and so there was a couple of wheelchairs in the house, and I was looking at him. I was like, so is this the wheelchair that he died in? And I went to go reach out to move it, and when I touched it, I had a sharp pain, and like it knocked me to the floor. I had a sharp pain in my chest, and all the other investigators were like, "Oh my gosh, are you okay? What's going on?" I was like, "I don't know. I just touched the chair, and I got this." So they walked me outside, and it just, as soon as I went outside, it started to subside, and we didn't know how he shot himself. We thought, he shot himself in the head or something. It turns out that he had leaned up against the shotgun and pulled the trigger.
Okay.
And so
you felt that pain.
Yeah, when I touched it, I felt it. And then like that was one of the best houses that we had, because we had on EVP, which is the electronic voice phenomenon, he admitted he shot at Carol Ann, and that's what we heard. It was, I shoot Carol Ann,
Wow.
And we're like, we've never heard this guy's voice before, and we played it for Carol Ann, and she goes, that's his voice.
Oh my word.
We've never heard this guy's voice before. He died before any of us even knew him, and there was some.
You remember Carol Ann, right, from the Poltergeist?
Yeah.
Yeah, Heather or something. What was her name?
I think like 3 people died from after they did that movie.
Yeah, that movie.
Yeah,
I love that one, dude. Sorry.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's cool though. That's it. You really are in touch with them, aren't you?
Yeah.
The older I get, the more I am sensitive to stuff like that. I didn't used to be, but I mean, I even have lately. My mom's always been very clairvoyant. She just knows. Sometimes she just knows when things happen, and she just recently retired, but she was a banker for a very, very long time, and she would always write down when the next fire would be, because the fire station isn't far from where the bank was, and you'd hear the alarm every time to go off. She was always right. She always knew when the next fire was going to happen. She'd write it down on a board in the employee room, and she'd be right. So, I'm finding out that that's starting to happen to me now, where I don't know, sometimes there's just stuff, but mostly I just dream about stuff and then it happens, like the next day, the thing that I thought about will happen. It's happening more and more now. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Do you think we're more scared now because we can't run as fast as we used to?
Well, that's another reason. If that's happening, that's why you need to have more lucid dreams, because then you can control the dream and you can make better things happen.
Right. And that's like, I have 2 little girls. So like my daughter had an imaginary friend, but I never treated it like an imaginary friend, because one thing I learned as a ghost hunter is a lot of the mediums and the psychics and whatever, sensitives or mediums, their parents actually encourage them to do that, because kids, along with animals, they can see stuff that we can't see, know. So their imaginary friend is not always an imaginary friend, it's an actual friend that we can't see. And so if you encourage that, when they grow up, they will be more of a sensitive, more of a medium, because they don't lose, they don't lose sight of what, because we always say, that's make believe, honey. No.
Angelique said earlier, here it is. Earlier in the chat, she said, Angie said her mom said she was trying to climb the couch, trying to get away from whatever I was seeing in my dream during my high fever. And I don't know if she meant she was a kid at the time or what, but they were like little creatures. But I just assumed that she was a little kid. But anyway, back to what you're saying. But yeah, little kids, they see stuff that
sound like grandma, bro.
My first husband's brother, they had a daughter that was born, I think at like 23 weeks back in, oh goodness, it would have been like probably 1991, and they didn't think she'd live. They had her in the NICU and everything, and she's got cerebral palsy, and I think she's in her 30s now. She's still alive, but she's, she had a lot of damage with her, to her brain, to her mind, and to her body, just from, being born so early. And so she's very sensitive, and she was the oldest one. She saw the next 2 children that came into the family before they were ever born. She saw them in the Christmas tree. She described them, everything. She knew them. She could see them. And I understand she sees stuff like that all around her all the time. She's just such a sweet, innocent girl, and she's just really sensitive to that stuff. It was really cool.
I see dead people.
Yeah, and how do
not
you
so
say
much
it?
For me, it's more like I see stupid people.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Kitty.
How do you say it? Angelita? Is that how you say it? Is that
Angelique?
I always say Angelique.
Yeah. Angelique asked, so does that mean I was being attacked? Yeah. Never. Let me set the record straight. Never encourage a kid to be like okay with something that they're afraid of. But if it's like an imaginary friend or something, it's it's okay. Like my daughter always described. It was so weird and cool at the same time. Her friend was Rose, that liked roses, and really liked when my daughter wore this red rose dress all the time. So when when she grew out of that red rose dress, we had to look for another red rose dress just like it, because Rose was upset that she didn't have that dress anymore. So it was like, oh, okay, cool, sweetie, yeah. And she always be like, don't forget the party invitation for Rose, Mom. So mom
that's sweet.
Mom
you guys ever
make an
see
invitation.
The movie 1408? Anybody see that?
Oh yeah,
a long time ago.
That was a crazy
movie.
Yeah, I oh my gosh, I would
real quick. real quick, before Indy, because Indy has to take off. But real quick, one, thank you, William, for posting the link for hers. I pinned it, so everyone make sure you go and hit the notification bell for Indy's stream tomorrow night.
Oh yes, good stream.
Go ahead. But much love, Indy, too.
Great
Thanks
stream.
for stopping by. And we got to work extra hard tonight because we got to keep JS Urban entertained while he's working.
Oh yeah. So 1408, the movie, was probably one of the greatest movies I've ever seen, as far as like actually being tripped out.
Yeah. Have any of you guys seen? It's an older one. It's called The Changeling, but it's the one from the 70s with George C. Scott in it. No special effects, but it is one of the scariest movies I have ever seen. Oh
they
my
use
word!
All practical effects.
They use a lot of noise, and I don't know. There's some really cool things. It was terrifying.
I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I actually think the older movies are scarier, like where they don't show
That's
the actual
what's so
killing.
Scary. Yeah, because if you let your mind do it, it's way scarier, isn't it?
That's
why the book's always better. That's why the book's always better.
Remember when the phone rang in the house and like, where are you? I'm in the house.
Yeah.
Have you checked the children?
Yeah, the camera veers off to the wall and you just hear the screaming, and it's up to your imagination what is actually happening to this person.
Right.
Yeah.
I haven't found a scary movie that scares me yet. Like I go to haunted houses and I ruin it for my friends. We walk towards a door and I'm like, yeah, there's gonna be somebody that's gonna pop out like right now, and they do it, and I'm like, yeah, ooh, you scared me.
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird how scary movies like transition too, right? Because remember, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Freddy Krueger, those were scary movies, but now it's switched to like more creepy,
more funny. I think.
Yeah.
Well, that too, but like a lot of them are like, they're not like, oh, some burnt guy from my dream is gonna come kill. It's more
I hate
like
that nun one.
Creepy shit.
That freaky looking nun. I don't know what movie that is.
Oh yeah, it's called The Nun.
The Nun. She's it starts with a V. I can't remember her name, but it was
the girl
Conjuring.
with the long black hair. Conjuring. That's
the one that comes out of the well. They can keep all that stuff.
Yeah,
that
The Ring.
was creepy.
Oh my
god.
God.
Speaking of which, if you
Topspin,
saw
yes, that was creepy.
If you saw the eclipse, you have 7 days. Just saying.
Yeah. There was no hope in the movie. It's like, dude, you're screwed. I don't care.
Yeah.
There's no way out. You can't
Yeah.
kill the thing. It comes out of the wall. You're just done.
Yeah, remember-
You might as well just eat steak.
Remember
7
Drag
days.
Me to Hell?
Oh yeah.
That movie right there, like it gave you that glimmer of hope, and then it didn't. You know, right at the end, you're like, oh, okay, she made it. All right, cool. No, she didn't.
No.
She didn't.
No.
Did
That
any
one
of you
was kinda
see
freaky.
Hereditary?
Hereditary, yes.
Hereditary, that one, the more you watch it, the more you get out of it. That is truly a creepy movie. Yeah.
I mean, the Shining was like a bright spot for me. I like that Shining movie. You never know what was going to happen next. It was slow, but it's like, dude has lost his marbles. Remember when she goes to the typewriter and it just says, all work and no play. Oh my God.
Dull boy, yeah.
He was typing that for like a month, just the same word. That would have freaked me out. I would have ran out in the storm and died. I would have been like, nope.
See, I think what they should do in the next the horror genre is definitely get rid of the suspenseful music, because that's always a dead giveaway that something's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know, and we're all going to expect, oh, it's getting creepy, so something's going to happen. You know, so I think that's one reason why it doesn't scare me anymore. Like as a kid, like I saw Jaws as a kid and I wouldn't even go in my freaking swimming pool by myself.
Me too.
I'm like,
I was worried about my toilet.
Jaws gonna come out of your toilet.
I was
My
thinking
brother-
showers.
my brother
man.
was
I
like,
wasn't
dude,
taking baths. So I was thinking
Nate's in the
showers.
toilet. There's Jaws might come out the toilet. And I'm like, I kept looking down between my legs. I'm like, is Jaws in there, Ma? Nope.
Oh man, when they had arachnophobia, I always
Yeah.
checked the ring of the toilet to make sure there was no spiders
Ooh.
right where the water flushed. Because I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be sitting there and something's gonna crawl up and just bite my ass, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
die
Yeah. Like
with my
under the
pants
sink.
down.
There was
Yeah.
one time I was my brother and I were in the back of my parents' car. My parents were in the front. We were traveling somewhere. We were just kids. But my mom was reading out loud. She's reading the newspaper out loud. And there was this apartment building in Salt Lake City. Somebody had a pet python and it got into the plumbing system. And somebody was sitting on the toilet and the snake came up into the toilet. Okay, I heard that as a little girl, and I am terrified of snakes. I can't. When I think about it, I still have to check the toilet really well before I sit down. That really made an impression on me. I hate snakes.
Yeah.
That's actually PTSD. I swear to you that when you're young and people tell you stuff like that, like my dad, I'd be upstairs. He'd go to bed. And I'm like, just watch Freddy Krueger. He'd go, go to bed. So I'd be upstairs and he would yell up the stairs, Freddy's going to get you. And I was
Oh my gosh.
I couldn't even move. I was like stuck to the wall. I'm like, oh my God, he's under the bed. So I come downstairs with my blanket crying, and he's like, go to bed. There's no Freddy Krueger. And if he is, he's in behind the wall. So don't worry about it.
Man, when I was a kid, I would have no problem being in the basement. No problem whatsoever if the lights were on. You know, I'd play ping pong, I'd play pool, whatever. And like I would have to turn off the lights in an order.
John,
Going from the back of the room all the way to the staircase, and then as soon as that light went off right there by the staircase, I was running up the stairs because I was like, "Something's gonna get me down here. Something's gonna." As long as the lights were on, there was nothing there. But as soon as they went off, I was like, "There is something down here," and I'm taking off.
That's your mind playing tricks on you,
bro. I think the attic is worse than the basement because that's all
the attic is.
I've had that happen here as an adult, like within the last couple of years, and be working at like a vacant unit, and like no one lives there, and I just have the lockbox code and everything, and so I'm just like taking my time, whatever. But then towards the end of the night, it's like 9-10 o'clock at night, and I'm turning the lights off and like leaving the house behind me, but turning the lights off on my way out, and then. Just start, and then it just starts rolling, man. You're like, shit, get to the front door and shut it, lock it real quick. Like, get the hell out of here, man.
Yeah, I've always had that fear too. You know, like when you have the little attic crawl space, and you have to lift up on the thing and look in there. I'm like, yeah, there's gonna be something right there.
I got a new fear. A new fear as an adult. For me is opening my mailbox to see what bills are in there.
Oh, no.
Oh my gosh. That is really scary.
Like, please see a check, but there's never a check. You always think maybe something good will come.
Yeah. No, speaking of, I've been waiting for 2 checks for 2 invoices for like 3 weeks now, and it's never there. Still not there.
Oh yeah, I remember that, Ron. Yeah.
Well, have you ever been anywhere, Steve, where you've worked and you've come across stuff wherever you went?
Like, no, I'm still here.
You're still there? Okay.
But come across like
because you're probably in basements a lot and crawl spaces and.
I think he sees a lot of toilet mice. Sorry, inside joke.
No, there's what's weird around here because there's not really basements here because it's an island.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
but people say they have basements, but really it's just because your basement is like still lower, but it's like on the side of a mountain, kind of. But no, crawl spaces and old houses that haven't been lived in a long time, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I've had some weird vibes, you know.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Have you guys ever gone anywhere where you've had such a strong feeling that you just noped it and left immediately?
I have.
Me too.
Yeah. Yeah. I usually walk in
Actually, shit.
go
Or
for
go
it.
ahead, Dave, because I just remembered something. Go ahead, Dave. I'll
You'll
go after you.
forget. You'll forget. Go for it.
No, I won't. No, I won't. Because it just popped in my head, and I don't know how I forgot about it. So definitely
So
won't.
I used to go to a bunch of houses and do like estimates for these big companies, real estate companies. They hadn't been lived in
Oh.
years. And like I used to do mobile home repair and renovations. We found guns on top of stuff and like voodoo stuff and like someone made their own wine. One time I walked in the like a it wasn't a meth lab, it was like a grow house. There was some weird like the whole time I worked there I felt
Ooh.
really weird. I'm like, I gotta
Yeah.
get out of here, bro. Like it's just there's something attached to it.
Yeah. Go with your gut if you feel that. Yeah. It's not
But
good to
so
stick around.
toward the end of the list, I started walking in the house, and the first thing I said, if anybody's in here, I got like a 15 round pistol on my hip, and I'll kill everybody here. So please leave. No, I didn't say that. I'll unalive them. I love you, YouTube.
Yeah.
At least you weren't like the guy from Casper, where he's like, "I will warn you, I am armed," and he flips out his phone,
Oh
and
yeah,
it starts ringing, and he's like, "Hello."
bro. It could be scary rolling up in Detroit, man, and just going in these old houses because you don't know if someone's squatting or they're in the basement. You know, you'll find
Oh
like
yeah.
sleeping
No, that's
bags and stuff.
Yeah.
good point, man.
Yeah,
I've seen some creepy photos of old high schools and old gyms and rec centers and things in Detroit, that are just abandoned and run down. And oh my word, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
There's like a lot of urban explorers that take some really cool photos and stuff, but man,
yeah, I've worked in Detroit the first 15 years of my career working in Detroit before I moved here, but yeah, just like some of them, it's like you pull up to it's the only house that's not burnt down on the street. And it's like, I can't even believe I'm doing plumbing here. And these people are paying to have it. You know what I mean? It's just weird.
Mm-hmm.
It's like by me, you got Eloise. Steve remembers that.
Oh, man, I forgot all about it. I've never been there, Dave.
So
never
check this
been there.
out. My brother
too
was
scared.
actually born there at Eloise
Really?
Hospital. Yep. And underneath the hospital has like these half-mile tunnels.
Yep.
Going from building to building.
That's where I was too scared to go.
Yeah, they were housing like a bunch of mental ward patients. Some of them like really violent, stuff like that. So when we were kids, everybody wanted to go down in those tunnels. Of course, it's in the middle of like Inkster area, and there would be people down there smoking crack and like all whacked out on drugs, looking all zombified. And everyone always wanted to go there. I'm like, screw you guys. You can go there, man. I'm staying home.
Yep. I'm
not on that trip. But anyway, Alice Cooper 2 years ago bought that building.
Oh, really?
I guess. And he turned it into like, I don't know if it's an escape room / haunted house, but it's a big deal every year. He brings like tents in and food and,
Oh, shit.
Elephant ears and stuff, if you know what I'm talking about. Taco trucks.
Yeah. Elephant ears.
But
I used
also,
to make elephant ears.
Something cool about that building, though, is I don't know if you guys knew this, but Superman versus Batman was actually filmed in the basement of Eloise. Part of that fight scene.
I didn't know that either.
We were watching, it was filmed there. They had a casting call over there, and I wanted to go like try to be in it, but the line was like 40 million miles long, and I think they paid you like $28 or something. But you'd have been in the movie, maybe the back of your head. But pretty spooky place. I think that's like truly a haunted place. Truly.
Hospitals, nursing homes, psych wards, jails, prisons, you know,
Yeah,
man, they get
especially
some seriously negative stuff there.
They closed Northville too, Steve, the old Northville Mental Hospital.
Yep, that one. And then the other one, well, now it's like Home Depot and Lowe's and all that, but Southfield and Outer Drive.
Yeah.
Remember there used to be that for years and like decades. It was just an empty old mental ward. And now it's, Home Depot, Lowe's, bunch of restaurants, T-Mobile.
Every time I go to one of those old buildings, I'm expecting to see like Biden pop out of the basement, but it hasn't happened yet.
That's a true nightmare.
I got my chocolate chip.
Oh my Lord,
you ain't
Biden.
There you go. That would scare me at a haunted house. Biden comes out. I want to sniff you. Yeah.
Trump I would be. If Trump jumped out, I'd probably be scared too, but I don't know.
Aloha, Frederick, LA. But you know what though?
Trump and Biden duke it out.
A little bit ago, it was, and it just popped in my head. I can't believe I forgot about this, but like it was about 3 years ago, maybe a little less than 3 years ago, and at the time I was doing work for this one realtor, Glenn, and he's like, "Hey man, because he was in the process of like just buying houses and then trying to like flip them or whatever." And he's like, "Dude, I bought this house," and he's like, "I don't know, man." He goes, "I think it might be haunted. I'm not sure. I don't know if I should have bought it or not." And I'm like, "Are you just trying to creep me out, dude, or what?" I'm like, what do you need?" He's like, "There's a lockbox on there." He's like, "The house, like the dude died there like 12 years ago, and it's just sat the way it is since the dude died." And I mean, the dude died and they got him out of the house, but ever since he's been dead, no one's touched the house, you know? And it was dude, it was so disgusting. Like I could barely breathe when I first went in there because the smell was
This is my favorite comment of the night right now. Oh, not that one. My bad.
Frederick.
Hold on. Right there. Right there. Favorite of the night.
Biden seek.
Ding, ding, ding. You won something. We'll find something to send you.
Yeah.
Hey, we got Chicha around here too.
I had my buddy Brian with me the first time I went, and he's like, "Well, what work do we got to do?" I'm like, "We ain't doing no work." I'm like, "I'm just going to check it out," like, because I guess it's been vacant for 12 years, but like, basically just to tell Glenn, like, yeah, this can all be done, but you're gonna spend a lot of money, or yeah, you shouldn't have bought it. But so we get there, and Brian's like, "Dude, this dude." He's this black guy, man. And he's funny as hell, man. I miss that dude. I haven't seen him in a while. But he really freaks out over ghost shit. So at first, I was just like messing with him. So I downloaded some like noises on my phone. And I was like playing it to like mess with them and stuff.
Yeah.
You mean?
But he wasn't hearing it because we're like digging through the house because it's like it wasn't touched, so like there's all this stuff in there too that was valuable too, you know. We're just like checking everything out. He's on that side of the house and I'm playing it. It's not. And then I went to snap a picture or something, and I was like, "You didn't hear those noises?" He's like, "Well, don't fuck with me, man. What noises?" And I'm like, "I'm just kidding, it was me." But I'm like, "I can't believe you didn't hear them," you know. I'm like, "But dude, check this out. I did take this picture, and this part I wasn't messing with them because I did take a picture, and I was like, I had to save this picture, and when I pulled it up, it looked like there was a dude standing there, and I'm like, "What the fuck is that?" And he's like, "What? That's in here? Why?" And I'm like, "I didn't notice that till just now. That's not what I was gonna show you." But yeah, it was weird. Then after that, we're like walking out backwards, like because we didn't want no one behind. You know, it's like, yeah, we'll just go.
Bro, what just happened? Look at that. What was that?
I do. I love it.
Who typed that? I typed that to myself. I'm having fun with that.
Oh.
I hacked Steve's name. That was me.
We got a bromance going on.
Well, it only took me an hour to get into my podcast.
Utah, what's up, Utah?
see.
Many times came home with windows open and lights on that were not as they were when we left. My dog was always learning to the bedroom on the and upstairs. I love me too.
If your windows are on and your lights, I would check for a burglar, bro. I'm not sure about the ghosting, but
Did you just say if your windows are on?
I could have. I could have
Your
said
windows
anything,
are
bro. You
on.
never know. Hell, I mean,
If your windows are on and your lights are
your
up.
lights,
that
your
was
lights
great.
are
Steve, mark that down. That's gonna be a short.
There
This
you
is
go.
your brain on drugs.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, that's too funny.
Trying to.
Oh, wait, that's right. That's what I wanted to bring. I don't know why this just popped in my head, but keep
'Cause I
going.
said
I didn't
drugs.
have anything to say, but let's see. I wanted to, because Heather sent me something earlier, and it was really interesting.
Oh yeah, that was.
I gotta find it. Let's see.
My husband was telling me about. Remember when Mount St. Helens blew?
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what year it was. The Army Corps of Engineers was sent up there to do a lot of the cleanup, and there's one guy that on his deathbed said what they found. They had to go and clean up all the dead animals and stuff. They found a couple of Bigfoots among all the dead animals. And on his deathbed, he told everybody that he knew. So they can't do anything to me now. They didn't want him to say anything, but I was like, that's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I heard. I think I heard about that.
Yeah, my husband and I talk about that a lot. I don't know why, but the last sighting I heard about was just about 2 hours from here in Utah. The last one I heard about. We have them around here.
I don't have a hard time believing that there's some sort of, Bigfoot out there. That's not so far fetched.
Yeah.
That could hide from people. It's like when I used to go hunting, I don't anymore, but you could sit there all day and not see a deer, and then get up and look around, and you'd see all kinds of sign. They were all around you. You just couldn't see them because they're such good hiders.
Mm-hmm.
Who was it? Steve might remember. Was it Mitch Hepburn that said something about like the scariest thing is that maybe Bigfoot isn't in focus.
Right? Yeah, it was Mitch. Yeah. Always blurry.
The thing about Bigfoot is he's always blurry.
Yeah.
It scares me because there's a creature out there that's out of focus.
Yeah.
I've always wondered what's at the bottom of the ocean, like where we can't get to.
Right? Yeah.
Because the ocean is like, that's like what we haven't explored, like 90% of it, or some ridiculous.
Yeah, we've only explored 10% of our oceans.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever see that video of the megalodon supposedly taking down a ship? It was on like an oil rig. They had this camera, and then supposedly they caught a megalodon going by the camera. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, they saw something huge going. Yeah,
I don't know if it's real, but and then there was this documentary called Submarine. Check that out sometime. I don't know if it's real, but
yeah,
huge.
There's one account that I kind of believe is real. They tagged a 26 or 25 foot great white shark. And the tag went that they were monitoring the tag, and it went the deepest that any great white shark has ever gone. And then they lost it, and then they found just the tag floating on the surface of the ocean.
Wow.
So their only conclusion is something bigger than that 25, 26 foot great white ate it.
Now I'm really going to check my toilet if I go to the bathroom.
Yeah, it's like, well, you don't have to worry about megalodons coming through that toilet. It's too small.
Yeah. Little baby megalodon.
Baby megalodon.
Holy cow.
Wow, yeah.
So, look at that.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
And I live in Arkansas, which as you can see there, Arkansas is pretty much covered up. I've actually heard the supposed Bigfoot knocks on the wood, because I don't have neighbors around, and I was outside smoking cigarette, and I'm sitting there. It's like, I don't know, 11 o'clock at night, and I hear honk, 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 and I'm like, what the fuck was that?
Wait.
And
my bad. Rob just said he has video footage of a Bigfoot.
No way. We need to see that. We need to see that. Come on.
I'm stuck on that comment. It was like, what?
You can't make a statement like that and not Virginia roots. Aloha, Virginia. Good to see you.
Virginia. Yeah, my break stomped when I saw that comment. Like, what? Bring that up.
We need that video, Rob.
My husband and I have been in places where we've seen evidence of Bigfoot. There's this place up in Montana near Kalispell. It's Flathead Lake. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with up there. It's quite north. But we were up there for Spartan races. We've been there, oh, good grief, probably 4 years in a row now. But they're not going to have the races at that area anymore. They're moving them over to Bozeman. But the last 4 years where we've been up there racing, there are these gigantic boulders that would take, a huge piece of machinery to move, and they're stacked and balanced in the craziest places on such steep slopes, that there's no way that you could have stack them. And yet, what else is strong enough out there to stack them? Humans can't do that, and they couldn't get machinery up there to do it. But they just start with, immense, just gigantic boulders, and just, get smaller and smaller as they went up, just stack them. But they'd have them perfectly balanced, to balance on the slopes and everything. It was the craziest thing we've ever seen. And I don't know why I never thought to take. 4 years we'd been there, and we never thought to take pictures of them.
Hey, Virginia roots.
What's up, Roots?
Yeah, I haven't seen Virginia in a little while. Hope you're doing good, Virginia.
Yeah.
Bigfoot needs love too.
There's this crazy story about these loggers when they first were up in, I think this one was in Oregon, when people were first in the 40s, 50s, heading out there. And they were, working in these logging camps. And I read this story a couple of months ago about a guy that ended up getting kidnapped by a female Bigfoot, and she used him sexually for like a week before he was able to escape. And it was the craziest story. But
that definitely sounds better than me getting groped by a spirit. I don't know why. Virginia Roots knows about that story, about the miners in. No.
I walk away for 2 minutes, and this is what I hear. All across my living room. Everyone's looking at me like, what was that?
I mean, seriously, how much better does that sound? Like, hey, what did you do this weekend, Mayhem? Well, I got groped by a spirit. Hey, what'd you do this weekend, Mayhem? I got groped by Bigfoot. What sounds better?
I don't know. I think you'd be dead if that happened, but
What if you got groped by the spirit of Bigfoot?
Oh, that's even better. I like that one.
If anybody's
that's a
doing the
2-for-1,
groping,
man.
it's me to the Bigfoot.
Yeah, Dave said Bigfoot would kidnap him back to the original location. Like, here, take him.
I would
He's
go
too much for me.
willingly. I'm just like, just take me, bro. Just, let me get a video so I can be a millionaire. That's all I want.
Yeah, there you go.
Some hair samples.
Harriet and the Hendersons.
Oh yeah,
Wow, that's an old one.
great. Yeah, I remember the lady next door. They gave him a bath in the pool. Just like my latest theory is that a giant condor flew over and took a crap in our pool.
Yeah.
I was going to tell you guys about, you know what Tommy knockers are, right? My husband he's a coal miner, works in a coal mine, you know, it's miles into this mountain up the canyon. And he has never personally had anything weird happen to him, except for one night. I think he was in a back section or something, and all of a sudden he could smell a female's perfume. This is miles down in a mountain, you know, and then there's this female perfume, and he was like, what the heck? But a lot of the other men that work there have seen the Tommyknocker lights and seen things moving around and, you know, little shadows darting around and stuff. But my husband's she's just had that weird smell that one time. But he said it was the oddest thing, you know.
That is true, Angeline. I mean, that is something to think about.
Well, I did see a shirt not long ago. I think it was a couple of weeks ago. It said it had a picture of Bigfoot on it, and it said "World's Greatest Hide and Seeker."
Yeah,
hide and seek champ.
Yeah. Hide and seek champ.
Is, I mean, look what happened with Roswell and everything, right? Like, anytime someone does find something, government just swarms in, and you ain't seen nothing. So maybe it's just all being hidden.
Maybe it was the Nephilim in a ghillie soup.
Yeah, I heard a story that there was a. It wasn't too long ago. It was a couple years ago. A hunter did shoot and kill a Bigfoot, but then like the story just kind of disappeared. It was like big news, and then it just disappeared. So, and I don't even know what happened to the hunter.
Yeah.
He
probably offed himself twice.
Right. And he died of natural causes.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Died of natural causes, 2 bullets to the back of the head. That's natural.
Wait, I don't mean to change the subject, but I know earlier they were mentioning with the OJ and everything, and then Two told us, did OJ really die or something? Did I miss something?
Yeah, he died. He had cancer, didn't he?
Yeah. 73, I think it was.
Did it
he
just happen? Like recent?
Today.
Yeah,
today. Okay.
Today.
Yeah. I got the feeling from the comments, but I was like, "What?" I didn't hear anything, but I haven't been listening to anything either. I was listening to Craig the Hunter. That's all I listened to today.
Shout out to Stephen King. Heck yeah, I love Stephen King.
Yeah. Well, I don't like him as a person, but I like his books.
Right. I got an interesting story. Back when I was a kid, my sister and brother are like 16, 17 years older than me, and back in the days of Blockbuster, remember those?
Oh yeah.
My sister rented Pet Cemetery, right? And and they were gonna watch it, and my mom and my brother and my sister asked, "Hey, do you want to watch this?" And I couldn't watch it. I had to go to bed because it's not for me. And my dad was like, "No, that's stupid. That's stupid. Whatever." And so they watched it, and then my dad went to bed. He woke up. He always wakes up earlier than everybody else. He decides he's gonna watch it at like 5 o'clock in the morning by himself. And my mom comes walking out, and he just finished the movie. He goes, "That's Stephen King. He's one sick puppy. He is one sick puppy." My mom said he was terrified of that movie.
He is kind of a weird dude if you think about
He
it.
is.
I just saw a picture the other day. The very first time he had something published, he had his picture in the news back in Maine, and he looked like a wild man. He was a lot younger. His hair was long and it was everywhere, and he looked like he'd been back in the wilderness for weeks and never combed his hair, and he just walked out and they shot his picture. He looked crazy. He had the eyes that I don't know. He looked weird. It was not a flattering picture.
That's what it's like to be a celebrity, man, with all these vultures chasing you around waiting for you to like itch your butt so they can get on camera. They can sell the picture to TMZ.
My husband showed me this interesting TikTok last night, and I don't know who the gentleman is, but I've seen him a couple of times when my husband's shown me stuff. But he's a black guy. I think he's a physicist, but I'm not sure. But he does some really interesting things. But he was on somebody's podcast, and he was telling them that the NASA owns the rights to the interior of the Pyramid at Giza, the big one.
Really?
Because they have found some kind of, I'm talking about, they said it was something, there was something technological about it that NASA wanted. And they also own the rights to a part of the Grand Canyon. He heard about it and he flew down there and he tried to walk into this area where, you're not supposed to go. And he just thought, because of who he is, maybe they'd let him. And he said all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this guy appeared, decked out in complete black helmet, military gear, had a weapon and everything. And he said, you absolutely cannot step another, can't take another step forward. And he's like, well, why? And he give me a reason. And he finally told him, he said, well, NASA owns it. So, and then Chaco Canyon too, same thing. NASA owns it now. And I'm really curious what they found.
You think about it, they own all the national parks too. They own whatever they want. Whatever's great, they own it. They take it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I could definitely see them making those fake, Mars rover shots in the Grand Canyon. Just saying.
The last time I looked at this,
right? Yeah.
When I saw the mouse, did you see the space station one where they were filming them and they were playing along, and then this mouse just goes crawling through where a mouse should not be? And I'm like, yeah, it's all fake. I saw that.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
They're pretending they're floating around, and this mouse just comes across and does his business and keeps moving.
Have you seen that picture of the supposed astronauts in the space station, and their hair is all like woo, and there's a bowl of fruit that they forgot to make float.
Yeah.
There's a bowl of fruit right there, and I'm like,
carry that fruit to the table.
Yeah, it's like, NASA, you forgot something.
Yeah,
right there, right there. But everybody else is floating around. Their hair is all woo, and everything. And there's a bowl of fruit right there.
You ever thought about like the news? Like I've always wondered, because I'm a conspiracy theorist at times, if they actually make the news like they make the movies, like green screen this and say, oh, there was this big fire here, and it's just all movies.
CNN uses the same old reels from things over and over again.
Yeah, same picture.
My favorite is the one when they actually go out and they're like doing it live, and like that dude's in the weather and he's like standing in a puddle like up to his waist, and he's just like holding his head, and they got a fan blowing and acting like, and then in the background these dudes are in their like bathing suits or something, and they're just da, da, da. It's like, dude, I thought the weather was blowing you over, dude.
I've actually seen on CNN they had where like they zoomed out for like one of Biden's rallies or something like that. They zoomed out and they had maybe about 20 people there. But when that zoomed out, it was like a lot of people. But if you look closely at it, they actually took that group of people and they copied and pasted and put them all over because you could
Yeah.
see there's like two people walking wearing the same thing, walking the same direction, and it's like, oh, yeah, wow, what's going on here? Like they both got up together and was like, hey, let's wear this red shirt and walk the
Right.
same route, And I was like, yeah, okay, boy. They did that whole movie, like where you make the crowd look bigger in the movies. You just
Yeah.
copy and paste.
Oh, they made Trump smaller. I know that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
On the National Mall. That was packed,
Mhm.
man. They made it look like there was like 50 people.
Yeah,
Well, that's like in
never.
the movies in like the 80s and 90s, because I used to like get really interested in it. And what they would do for like, I don't remember the name of the movie, but it was a baseball movie. But as an example, is because they would actually film it at what was that? It was a Cleveland Indians baseball. It was a comedy with Charlie Sheen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. Anyway, that
brains
movie.
are smoking.
Because they actually
Major League?
filmed it.
Major
Yeah,
League.
Major
Yeah.
League. Yeah, that's it. It
Yeah.
was gonna drive me
good
nuts
stuff.
if I didn't know. But so they actually filmed it at the stadium, but it wasn't filled. So there was cardboard when they filmed it. They said like most of the seats were cardboard cutouts of people. So, and if you go back and watch it and like in certain spots and you like pause it and look and you're like, no shit, it really is cardboard cutouts. But that was filmography back then.
Imagine getting a cardboard cutout where somebody's going like this.
Right.
Like that kind of reminds me when like the coof hit and that you watch the Major League Baseball games and you see the actual cardboard cutouts in the
That's
Right.
right. I'd forgotten about that. Oh man.
Maybe that's Sasquatch. Maybe they're really cardboard cutout Sasquatches.
right.
Sasquatch is a blurry cardboard cutout.
Yeah. It's very scary. There's an out of focus monster.
Or is that my wife? I don't know. That was joke. That was joke.
That joke. That was joke.
Joke, says the bat, hits me in the back of the head.
Yep.
Wild thing.
Wild thing.
Yeah. You make my heart sing.
Yeah, William Gramer, good point. What is their new name?
Yeah.
'Cause I heard that like recently, and I was like, "Oh, they really did." I thought that was like just a joke.
They
I
didn't
didn't know
change
that,
it.
like, a bunch of sports teams have actually. That's what it was. We had the grandkids last week, and they were watching this thing, and it was like, name this team or whatever, and the kids are naming it. I'm like, no, that's the Indians, and they're like, no, it's I'm like, oh, they really did change the name. I don't remember what it is now, though.
What? Wow.
So, yeah, the Indians aren't the Indians anymore, technically. Guardians, that's what it is. Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, the
that's
Guardians.
right.
Kidding me. Oh my god.
Isn't that dumb? That's like the dumbest shit I've
Well,
ever heard.
Nobody had listened to me when I pitched the proposal for when they were going to rename Washington from the Redskins. I was like, you don't have to change the name, just change the logo. You could have the Redskin potatoes.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm still mad about Aunt Jemima or Mrs. Butterworth.
I know, right?
How are you gonna
Uncle Ben.
ruin my syrup, dude?
How much more ridiculous does it gotta get?
I loved seeing that lady on my syrups. It made me feel good, like she was cooking all
Right.
morning. I'm about to use that syrup.
Well, the messed up one was Land O'Lakes. They took out the Indian and kept the land.
That's
Yeah.
about what we did.
Man.
It's like,
Exactly what we did.
shit, we did it twice to you guys. What?
Yeah, we're gonna buy Louisiana, by the way, for $20 and some blankets from you Indians.
Yep.
Have a nice walk.
Yes.
But we're good. We love you.
Hey, LSP, the freckle face artist. Aloha.
Hey. Good to see
And
you.
and Emperorism. Aloha. Seen you come in. Dumbass name change. Exactly. That's like the perfect wording for it too. Dumbass name change.
Yeah.
Why they're worried about all this stupid stuff.
Well, when they took away Washington, I remember when they took away Washington Redskins, for a while they had it as Washington football team.
Really?
Before they had it as the Washington football team.
Like, how can we make it more dumb? We just said
Exactly.
Washington football team. Yeah. What are you supposed to cheer now? Yay, go team!
Well, yeah, like as they play football, we wouldn't know that it was a football team. You got to put it in the name.
Right.
Washington football team.
Yeah, somebody
We
might
thought it
confuse
was
it as
soccer.
baseball. Yeah. Oh, look at them playing baseball down there. No, that's football. It's in
I
the
agree,
name.
Nada. Nada, I agree with that. Oh, yeah.
Excuse me a minute, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Just a minute. Let's see.
And I'm 100% with William Grammer too, because it's still the Indians and it's still the Redskins and it's still all that. Like, it's just ridiculous how that even came to be a reality. That's like last weekend when the grandkids were over. I was like, oh, they really did that shit. Like, because I don't watch.
I didn't even know that till you guys just said it.
Right, I didn't know it till a week ago because I stopped watching sports like 10 years ago.
It's not like it was like the Cleveland Scalpers. What's wrong with saying Indians?
Good point. Good point, man.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot worse than Indian. So now you're offended by the word Indian?
Right.
Yeah.
Now, what are we going to do with like our military aircraft? You know, because we have the Comanche, the Black Hawk, the
no shit, right?
the Apache. We're gonna have to rename those.
Yeah, our border's wide open, but make sure you worry about Aunt Jemima.
Right. Worry about words and names.
Words are so hurtful.
Yeah.
That's
There's one person heard about this. We need to change it.
Do you need a safe space? Oh, that team name offends you. Oh, do you even watch the sport? No, but it still offends you. Okay, well,
you know that's what it is. It's just people that don't even watch it.
You know, there was some independent YouTuber that was going around when they were talking about changing the name for Washington, and he actually went to Native Americans and said, "Is that name offensive?" And every single one said, "No, I don't have a problem with it."
Right,
bro. The Redskins was. I love that name. What's wrong with that name? They had red skin. What's the problem? The black feet. They had black feet.
That feet.
Right. Yeah.
These are adjectives. They describe who the people are.
Well,
right.
All I know, listen, okay. All I know is that I wear white socks. So the Chicago White Sox have to change their name because it's offensive.
That is racist because they're white and they are privileged socks.
Yes.
Well, I wear black socks, and I think the Black Sox need to change their name.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Now you're saying black people belong in the bottoms of shoes? That's racist.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Why aren't
Give
the
me
white
your
people in
manager.
the shoes?
I'm offended for everyone and everything that I'm not.
Right.
I look in the mirror and I'm offended
Mm-hmm.
because I'm white.
I wonder if ghosts get like that. If a ghost would be like,
"We flew off the handle, bro."
That's why I've been haunting you because I'm offended.
Yeah.
By all this shit you're doing in my house. Even though
Yeah,
I'm dead and don't live
what
here
it that's
anymore.
what it is. That's what it is. It's all the
Why don't
ghosts are whispering in people's ears.
Yeah.
why don't they make
Be
both?
offended for me.
Why don't they make both names? Like if you don't want the Indian on the butter, buy the one without the Indian on the butter. But still,
Right.
I can have my Indian on the butter, so I can think she's cute.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Yep.
It's up to me. I want to see the
Exactly.
Indian on the butter.
That's the whole part of being a free country, right? It's up
Isn't
to
that
we
real
the people.
diversity?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Seems like it
Well,
to
what
me.
blows my mind is
Yeah.
everyone that's offended. It's always for someone else.
We should put them on an
Right.
island. The offended people, just put them all on Offense
Right.
Island and let them
Here's
kill
your
each
safe
other.
space. There's
Yeah.
your
Well,
safe space.
I think back in the day we did that with a whole bunch of convicts, and then it became Australia. So I don't think it really works out.
Once a month we could drive over and just drop a bunch of Prozac on the island.
If you want to piss my mother off, just tease her. She's Australian. If you tease her and say something like, she's descended from convicts, yeah, that pisses her off because that was a big deal. That was
Oh
a
yeah.
big deal. It isn't so much now, but it was. But yeah. But
Oh,
once in a while, I'll just poke her with that one. Oh, it pisses her off.
Virginia Roots is offended that we're offended.
Yeah.
Virginia Roots, I'm offended that you're offended that we're offended.
I'm double more offended than all of you.
Oh.
I'm offended that you're offended that I'm offended, and even more offended that you're offended that all of us are
Well,
offended.
I'm white privileged, so my more offended is more than you're offended. And that's
Wait,
racist.
do you have blue hair? Do you have blue hair? Then you're not offended enough.
That's true. You gotta have colored hair.
Yeah, you have to have colored hair to be that offended.
To really be offended, you gotta have blue hair.
That's how you show you're offended.
Yeah.
The red hair ones stay clear. If they dyed their head.
Everybody's, that's crazy like that, dyes their hair, but then why does everyone want to look so ugly now too?
That's what
you know what I mean? Nobody. Well, okay, that's not right. A lot of people just don't try though. They don't, or they purposely dress in a disgusting, ugly way. You know, those big, ugly glasses people are wearing now, and I'm thinking, what are you doing? It just.
They saw some crazy celebrity wearing them, so now they're wearing them. They're like 6 inches around.
Oh, is it?
Like, what?
Is it Nada? Because Nada said, "Hey Steve, why isn't UH changing their mascot?" And I'm like, I don't even know what it is. And they said,
I think
Hawaiian guy. I didn't even know that.
That's racist, man.
That's racist. Wow. It's a Samoan. How dare you? How dare they have a Samoan?
I saw Samoan, by the way, a couple of days ago. Made the first post in a while. Yeah. I guess he became a pastor.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I did know that.
Really?
Sorry.
Oh.
He got like a church and the whole deal. So.
Wow.
You know what the scariest thing about the blue haired though is I've seen a blue haired the other day, and I swear she is not a millennial at all. She is a boomer.
Oh.
Like this lady is like this lady was like 97 years old looking with blue hair.
Boy.
And she was getting on to the Wendy's employee, and I was like, oh yeah, you definitely voted for Biden.
Like, look, Mom, there's an elderly Smurf.
Right. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's infected the older generation now too.
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh, we're gonna have to change that. That's so racist.
You know what though? I gotta be honest. That's the one thing I love about Hawaii. It's so diverse here. There's everything we're talking about. I know because I grew up in Michigan, but that doesn't really. Here it's just it's like it is like a different country. I don't know. It's weird.
I like that. Samoan,
I'm a minority here, big time. White people are definitely a minority here.
Yeah, did you see that video that lady in Parliament, I think it was, where she was doing the what is it called, the haka or whatever?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. There's
Haku? Haku, I think.
yeah, the haku.
no,
That's
it's
it.
a haka.
The haku.
No,
Is it the
haka.
Haka?
Is it the haka or the haku?
The haka. It's a
No,
haka.
I gotta Google this now.
Because
Oh my god.
the Polynesians, the Maori do it. It's cool, and they do it
Yeah.
for. They have all kinds of different ones too, for different,
Yeah.
celebrating different instances.
Haka.
I left a comment on there. I said, "This is both beautiful and terrifying at the same time. It's beautiful because she is sharing her tradition and culture, but it's terrifying because, my God, look at her face. I would not want her to be my wife and be mad at me."
Because this is
No,
like
she will
Yeah,
beat
look,
you in your sleep,
yeah,
dude.
look at that.
Yeah, they will
passion.
stick their tongues
Right.
out and they will just try to look fierce.
Hey,
Yeah.
guys, and you forgot to take the garbage out. Lift the seat.
Dude,
Oh, my Lord.
you know what though? If you're there, just the vibe and the energy is
I love
amazing, dude, 'cause
Oh, I
my
love it.
neighbor, well, he's not my neighbor anymore. He moved a few years ago, but Jeff lived directly across the alleyway, and he had parties like, I don't know, 5, 6, 7
What's up?
days a week. It was just crazy, but
Yo,
he was
yo.
military, and for his kids, his oldest son's birthday, he and I have it on video, dude. I'm gonna have to go and find it. But he hired like they had the fire and they're twirling the fire and stuff, and the drums, and they just come like marching up the alley like that. And dude, it was so. I'm like, I can't believe this is happening right now. And then they started doing that, the haka, and dude, you just feel it, man. It's just like so crazy. The energy is just like.
I'm not
like,
gonna
I
lie.
started
I
tearing
would
up.
go to war with those guys any day.
Yeah. I swear though, if I was married to one of those women and they made that face, I'd be like, "Yeah, honey, I'm gonna go do the dishes right now."
No kidding. Can I
Like
do anything else for you,
one,
honey?
that one girl
It's
that
just-
you
I did
paused
the
it on, her
dishes.
face was like,
I did the dishes
I'm
2
like,
hours
"Shit."
ago.
Yeah,
Just wanted to make
I
sure.
did the dishes, but I'll do them again.
Be like,
I'll
honey,
go
why
do
you look
these.
all constipated and angry?
I mean,
My husband
wow.
he went to New Zealand for a hunt probably about 8 years ago, and it was a tribe on the Middle Island that took him hunting, and they took him on tribal lands and everything. But they had a big celebration, and they let my husband actually film it in their little community, in their little town, and they did a haka, and he didn't. He's got it all. He taped it all, but they didn't want, if we showed any of it, they didn't want the sound to go with it because it was something really sacred. But he showed me the whole thing. It was really cool.
Very
It
passionate.
was just like yeah, and it was the little tiny little kids, old people, everybody was into it. It was really cool. They did a welcome thing for my husband when he came.
Right.
Yeah,
It is cool.
Latin A got it right. If I was with a woman like that, I would no longer be a man. Seriously.
It's crazy. Now imagine seeing that. Imagine seeing that right outside your garage door. But they also have the drums, and it's super loud. It's like a live concert, basically.
Oh,
and
man.
they got the fire on both ends, and they're twirling. And
Oh,
and
my
they're all
word.
dressed, and it's just like, like talk about thinking I was dreaming.
I'm
It's
like,
like, dude,
hello,
this is
friends.
Well, what
That's
had
cool.
happened was,
You are all my friends. Would you like a drink?
Yeah, that is awesome though. But I know that tradition started back when they were warriors, and that was a way for them to kind of thwart
Yeah.
their enemies from actually having battle with them.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Right.
that's why they have that all the pace, trying to get the enemies to be like, oh no, you fuck this, I'm out, I'm out. You know,
Right.
We got something like that here in Detroit, but it's called the Cupid's Shuffle.
Cupid shuffle. Oh my gosh.
That was a joke. It was a joke. It
Yeah,
was just a
I know.
joke.
I know. I laughed. I
It's
laughed.
a joke. Well, I can get pretty passionate doing that dance. Just saying.
Mm.
I think it's cool to watch them.
It is awesome.
Yeah, it really is.
So cool.
Yeah,
You guys,
when
I can't think of any other paranormal things. I mean, I've had so many things happen to me. I can't think of any just one thing. But I need to go here in just a minute. But I wanted to tell you guys, if you want to watch something really trippy, look up Gin Hunters.
Oh, that's cool, Charlie.
Gin
In
hunters.
the Middle East, these gin hunters, the DJINN gin. It's like that's, I think that's kind of equivalent to what we think of demons, but maybe not, because I've seen some of the stuff I've seen. They like a gin is supposed to be some kind of entity that's made of smokeless fire, and I don't know. They compare them to humans in some ways, but the way I see them, I think they're probably demons. But there are some guys that in the Middle East that will go hunting, and there's some crazy stuff. And these guys are nuts too. There's one guy, and I don't speak Arabic, so I have no idea what they're saying. But there's one guy that just is fearless, and even though he's scared to death, he will go in and just stomp, push things open and push things over, and he just goes through every room in the places he goes. He's crazy, and he just gets himself into such a crazy state of mind that he's going to do whatever he needs to do to get the video, even though he's terrified. Oh yeah,
I think that's one of them. Yeah.
Yep. That one is Mountain Witch right there. She's holding this really weird, this, I don't know what it is, like a totem or something. I don't know. She's holding it out, but she keeps disappearing and reappearing in other places.
All right,
I've seen this one, but there's some wild stuff.
What the?
I'm busting caps right now. Boo, 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 boo.
And she's got a really weird voice too.
Oh, no. Nope.
But there's some really creepy stuff.
That is crazy.
Wow. I had it muted.
No, busting caps. Pow, 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 reload.
I think this one, is this the one that's in Afghanistan? In the mountains?
It looks like it.
I think this is in the mountains in Afghanistan. It's like it's been an abandoned area. And I've seen a couple of different hunters go up into it before, and they always try to find her. And she'll disappear and reappear in another area, and she does it all the time. It's bizarre.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to get going too, because it is 1 o'clock in the morning, and I got to go to sleep. Because I got to be
Me
up.
too.
Good night, man.
You gotta drive too. What part of the country you headed to?
I'm in Texas. I'm around the Dallas area, and I'll be heading home tomorrow or today.
Right
I should
on.
say. Yeah. So, and then I'll be back up north in Nebraska Monday morning.
Oh wow, that's a long drive. Wow.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. I get this.
You're down near Ronnie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll go home and spend a couple days with my daughters, and then I'm back out on the road.
That's what my dad used to do.
No, so.
And I thought I drive a lot, man. Shoot, and you're driving 18 wheels. I'm just driving a little freaking work van. Shit.
Yep. At least the thing is with your little 4 wheels is people can see you, apparently people can't see us. I don't know why.
Right.
We're only as big as a billboard.
And I see this all the time, and it drives me nuts because I've never driven a semi truck, but I see it, and people get over and don't like realize that truck has to stop all that weight. Like they can't just stop
They
like
can't
you
just
do in a
stop.
little car. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
can't just hit the brakes and be like, oh, okay, that was close. It's more like, you know.
Well, then you've
people
also
don't-
have room to turn and, you know, get the trailer behind you. And yeah, people don't.
Yeah.
My dad used to complain all the time about stupid people who don't know how to drive and respect those big rigs.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't think this is our job. I know everybody's going to their job, but if you do something stupid in front of us and we have to slam on our brakes, guess what? Everything that's back there is going to be destroyed, and there goes all our money, because you guys, you know, I'm not saying you guys, but they couldn't be patient enough to wait a few seconds to let me pass this truck, let me get over, you guys can go. You know, no, they have to zip in and out and slam on brakes and try to get, like, there's a reason why I put space, you know, and they don't realize that. And it's like, you know, I see it all the time. And especially whenever, the one I hate the worst is whenever there's a long line trying to take an exit, and there's a long line, and I'm watching every single car, because I'm like, yeah, which one of these assholes is going to jump out? Oh, there he is, right there, trying to jump out in front of me. Yeah.
I had that happen with, I was working for a plumbing company in Michigan, and it was just dead traffic, and I was in my work van, and I was on the shoulder part because people would start, you know, so I'm like blocking it. This lady pulls up behind me and just gets out and puts on this whole sob story about, oh, please let me pass. Oh, I had my kid in the car and he puked everywhere. And just this whole, and I felt sorry for her, not because of her story, but it's just like, wow, are you that messed up in the head that you're willing to put on an act just to drive around, you know?
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Just remember, if you stop suddenly in front of me, I'm gonna get to find out what your front seat looks like.
Yep.
Mayhem, that's what the pit maneuver's for, bro.
Those dash cam videos for truckers, like, dude, that's what I see it happen too, and I don't understand what people are thinking. Well, nothing. That's what they're thinking. Yeah. Because they're idiots.
Have you seen that one dash cam video where a trucker is going down the road and there's like no light or anything, stop light. It's not a stop sign or anything, but there's a pedestrian crosswalk, and this old guy is just starts crossing right when the truck is getting right there, and the driver slams on his brakes, and he's like, "What the fuck is wrong with you, man?" And he's like, "Hey, right here, I'm walking here." Like, I probably wouldn't have stopped. I'm just saying. I would have been like, "What was that?"
The dude crossing too it's the trucker's fault, right? That's how people are.
Yeah.
It's like,
in the comments, in the comment section, he's like, that trucker didn't have to speak. Like, what?
Yep.
That trucker was going way too fast.
I got to get my memory card out of my dash cam and download it because it's similar. And that's the thing with out here, how backwards they are is like that same thing, but not with semis or anything, but that same thing with pedestrians, and the pedestrians will blame it on and it's like, there's no crosswalk, there's no light, there's no nut wire. But then if something happens, and then the government puts up all these signs like, look out for pedestrians. Just like first, and this is the other, I've heard people say this, they're like, what, they gotta stop. It's like, well, they're supposed to stop. If they don't, who do you think is going to win that battle? You or that couple ton vehicle? I mean, it's just common sense, right? But then they still try to blame it on the drivers, and it's like,
there's such a severe lack of common sense today. It's
common
creepy.
sense is not so common.
I'm offended by all of it.
Yeah, and then, you know, like, I see it. I see it all the time. I'll see those dash cam videos, and everybody becomes like a traffic expert. And it's always the trucker's fault. Every single time. There's some times where I'm like, yeah, that was the trucker's fault. He should have backed off a little bit. But most of the time, it's not the trucker's fault. But everybody's in there like, oh, that truck driver is an asshole. Look, I hate these truck drivers. They think they own the road, and I'm like, I get offended. I'm like, I don't think I own the road, but I'm trying to do a job here.
Exactly.
This is my office.
livelihood.
This is my livelihood. This is my office. It's my home away from home. Like I literally live in a mobile home. Get it?
Yeah, you do.
And I'm at the office 24/7. I wake up, okay, and the biggest thing is the load. Like, people don't believe how easily these things can slip in the back of the truck, because I just hit like my brake a little bit and make it go forward. If anything in my cab slides forward a little bit, I'm like, yep, there goes my load.
Yeah.
Because it's totally ruined. It's totally ruined. Yeah, and I've literally I've had that happen one time where it was actually some other truckers' faults. Actually, there was a truck on the shoulder. He had his four-ways on. There was a flatbed in front of me, and there was a car taking its time to pass me. I waited till the car passed. I started to get behind that car to pass the flatbed. That flatbed had to get over real quick because that truck that was on the shoulder decided to cut out in front of him. So and he didn't know what to do. So I slammed on my brakes, and I was like, "Ooh, I think everything's okay." And I opened up the back when I got to the place, and there were 6 empty pallets, and I was like, "Why did they put 6 empty pallets in the back?"
Oh no.
No, that's how far they slid off of the pallets.
Wow.
All the product. It left 6 empty pallets sitting right there at the back of the trailer. Yeah, all because of that. All because of and the the flatbed driver, he had to slam on his brakes so hard that his tires actually smoked.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So it was one of those, like, it's not always everybody. There's some dumb truck drivers out there too, because they'll give a CDL to anybody nowadays. Yeah,
Dude,
but like,
well, dude, I've seen them out here, which is crazy out here with the truck drivers. Is I'll see them in the left lane going like 80, and the highest speed limit on the entire island is 60. So you see this big ass truck and it's like, what the, like, dude, but they just think they own the road.
That's why I've been quiet this whole time, because I'm the guy going 80.
Well, me too.
Anything right
too out here. That's like, Nina gets mad at me. She's like, "Wait, we're not in a race."
I'm like, I am, baby. I want to relax.
No, I want to get home so I can chill.
Yeah.
The only ones I understand. What's that?
This is Latina in Cali. Her photo. I'm not gonna point anything out, but see if anyone.
What is that?
That orb?
It's just a picture.
That blue orb?
No, there's
the thing by the tree.
Yeah, there's something sitting in front of the tree, but what is that?
Oh, it looks like a child sitting.
Dude, it's the Indian off the border.
Yeah. But honestly, what is
that? That's, oh my word! You can
actually, if you can, go up further too, to that orb. Is that an orb or is that a light?
No, it's,
I don't know.
She sent 3 pictures, and that's a car light, but that wasn't in another one, and I don't think this was in one of them. So I think that's just a street light.
Oh, okay.
But
this. Yeah, that's.
Wow.
I mean, you can see
that looks like a little, and it's looking at you.
Eyes.
Look, I can see the eyes. Yeah, it's a baby turned around.
That's me hiding.
shoulder. She's like he or she, whatever, is facing the other way, but like turning back.
but
Yeah.
saw Latina
Jeez.
A taking a picture and like, what you
Wow.
taking a picture of, fool?
Right? Like, what you looking at?
Mm-hmm.
Can't you see I'm trying to be a ghost over here?
Yeah. Oh man,
Oh, my
Why
word.
you gotta shine your
Crazy
lights on
picture.
me, fool?
that reminds me. I saw a really funny skit. It was they were like doing a séance to bring forth a ghost, you know, and they're like sitting there and they're like, please, spirits from beyond, can you hear us? And it's like, if you can hear us, please move the table. And it's like, I can't. I'm a ghost. Please move the table for us. I said I can't. I'm a ghost. I gotta find that one for you. It's hilarious. Please present yourself. Let us see you. I can't. I'm a ghost.
It sounds like one of those movies called the Brothers. They
Oh
do
yeah, the Wayne brothers.
yeah, the Wayne Brothers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, you gentlemen, I gotta go. I gotta get up early.
Yep, I do
All
too.
right.
No.
Thank you, Steve. I'm sorry my sister couldn't join us, but she'll do it another time.
Appreciate you coming on.
No, yeah, she's let her, like, 'cause I get it. Life happens, work and the time difference, and so yeah, let her know
Well,
she's
yeah,
always
they have
welcome.
cattle and horses too, so she might have gotten home and still had to feed animals or something. I don't know, but
Right, but yeah, whenever she wants, just to have her let you know, and then you let me know, and yeah, she's
Okay.
always welcome. I'd love to hear her stories too.
yeah,
and
she's
more of yours. I know.
And then I need to. I've written a lot of them down. I need to pull out my old journals and pick out some good ones because I write about it when things happen. But it's late and I'm tired.
Right, yeah.
How dare you be tired? It's only what,
Yeah.
2 in the
I'm
morning.
offended that you're
It's
tired.
12:16 here.
12:16 there.
Steve,
1:16
throw that
for-
picture up for me, will you?
See, it's only 8:16 p.m. here, so
Oh man, I'm moving to Hawaii.
right. And there's no daylight savings here either, so we don't have.
Oh,
to worry
that's
about
right.
things.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, since Biden's been president, I don't think any of us have any savings.
No.
Ba-bum, bum.
True. Yeah.
I don't know why everybody's giving Biden such a hard time. Ever since he's been in office, everything's been looking up.
It's perfect.
Rent's up.
It's never been
You know?
better.
This is up.
It's never been better.
Dude, there's nobody to choose from. It's like,
The economy's
Yeah.
never been
Okay.
so good.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
take the
the
orange
kinda-
man or the senile man. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, good night, everybody. Thank you,
Good night.
Steve.
Yep. Thanks for
It's
coming
good to-
on.
Night.
Appreciate
Good
it.
to see
night.
everybody. We'll see you again.
Yeah.
Thank
Right,
you.
Thank you for
Good to
coming
see
up
you.
today.
Yeah.
See you
Thanks
guys.
for having me
Bye-bye.
up here,
Yeah.
Steve. Oh.
Brother, it was good seeing you again, man.
Yeah, man. Hopefully, I'll catch the next one.
Yep, definitely. And you're always welcome up too, man. That's why I sent you the link right away when I seen that comment in there. I was like, oh yeah, you come on up.
Yeah. 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 I
Hey,
put my
man.
pants on just for this.
I was wondering
All
if
right,
you
man.
had those on.
Yeah, I got them on.
Okay.
As soon as they get off, I'll take them off.
Turn your cam off first.
Yeah, dude,
Okay.
I was just gonna say
Turn
that the camera.
That was fast.
Forget to turn the camera off. Forget to mute it. What was that? One dude
Yeah.
actually did that, and he like stood up and then started.
I saw that.
Was it? Yeah, it was the guy that was like supposedly in the wheelchair that raised all that money, and he
no, was it that
someone
one?
during a movie?
No, it's
or,
there was a
meeting.
Twitch streamer. There was a Twitch streamer that actually like got a bunch of donations and stuff because people thought he was in a wheelchair. Yeah, and he thought he had.
Oh man.
Yeah, he thought he ended it, and it was on camera, and he stood up and walked away, and then he went, "Oh shit!" And he
Stretched
went,
his legs.
tried
to play it off.
Yeah. Right. All right.
That's
Well, next
funny.
time, man, I will definitely be up here, and I'll catch you
Yep.
later, man. Thanks for
Peace
having
out,
me.
brother.
Sure, man. Yep. Thank
Peace
you,
out.
brother. Much love. Much love. Sweet dreams.
Yeah, right. Well, that was fun.
Dude, yeah, that was awesome, man.
Hey, I sent you a picture of
I just
a
got it.
ghost I
Yeah,
saw in my bathroom. You want to show that?
just got it. I gotta pull it up. Let's see. That's funny. Did you do that,
Little.
or did you just
Yeah,
find
yeah,
that
yeah.
picture?
No, I mean I saw it, but I made it. I did it. But it,
That's
you know,
funny.
since you're a plumber, it reminded me of that picture.
That's great too, because it's so like it's basic, but at the same time, it's perfect.
Be
It's
ready
like,
for greatness.
hold on, trying to pull it up. Here we go.
Oh, I was like, where is it? Dun, dun, dun.
Wait, wrong one. Wrong one. I need to
Free.
start naming. Dang, it's not that one either. What the hell? I thought I.
What had happened was,
Well,
oh, Mayhem's pants are off, so bring them back up. We'll get
hold on, I
strike one.
gotta refresh it. All
Oh
right,
my
now it should
lord,
be.
you done broke it all.
What the hell is going on?
You want me to resend it?
No, I got it. All right, I gotta go back and I thought I downloaded it.
Dun dun dun.
Okay, yep, I just downloaded it. Oh, it's got to resize it. Okay.
Ah, too big. Yeah, I've heard that before. That sounded really bad. Whoop. Edit that for me, will you?
Why is it not coming up? I don't get it.
What is going on?
I downloaded it twice,
Mm,
and the only thing that's coming up is
can you
just
screenshot it? Ah, we could do it later.
oh wait, maybe it's uh-oh. What did I just click on?
Don't hit end
Shit,
stream.
my whole screen just went black. That was weird.
Whoa. Don't hit end stream. Creek.
Oh, here it is. Oh wait, is this it? I think okay, I got it now. All right.
Okay, cool.
Man, that never had that much issue trying to
I told you, dude,
uh,
everything connected to anything that I touched tonight has been like haunted, broken. Took me an hour, a good hour to figure this out to get on here.
it's the ghost,
Yes,
man.
that's
Here you
my
go. I gotta pull the
friend. That
comment
is
down.
my friend. I haven't named it yet.
See what I mean? It's so like simple and basic, but it doesn't need anything more. It's like perfect.
But it made me
That's
think of
hilarious.
you. So I have no idea what the blue thing is under there.
Why is it gotta be white?
Oh my God. He's a privileged toilet. 710 is here? No? He is.
710, what's up? Is 710 here?
Yeah,
710
he's
is here.
here.
Yep.
He's here. Yeah.
There you go. Miss Minder Sue. I always get your name. It's like a tongue twister for some reason. Miss Minder Sue. Aloha.
So just putting this out there into the atmosphere. Everybody be careful with your Apple iPhones and your bank accounts because I think Apple had this huge update last night, hit 93 countries, some sort of hack for Apple iPhone. My mom's bank account they got into it and tried to buy a bunch of gift cards. I think it was like $4,000 worth. So like it's been crazy. Everybody's getting hacked. Like my
Dude,
daughter got hacked.
I've been getting text messages. I got like 4 or 5 of them in the last couple of days for to give
Fraud.
like saying trying to sign into my Amazon account or whatever, but from Washington.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
that's what my
no,
mom
that
did.
ain't me. So I deny it, or I'm like, no, that ain't me. And then I got another one yesterday in my email, and it said same place from Washington, but then it said from this phone number, and it was my actual phone number. I'm like, I got 2,500 miles of ocean between me.
Right.
So how is it even from my phone number?
Well, my son told me he got a call that said there was fraud on his account. I told him don't trust it, but he said he answered it and it was real. It was from Walmart. Someone tried to spend $588 on his card at Walmart.
Well, that just happened to me like not even 2 weeks ago on my card.
Man, it's like they're stepping up their game lately on the fraud.
Yeah,
So watch y'all's cards. Don't be
yeah,
sticking them in
definitely.
anywhere
Hey,
they
I
don't.
had to close. I had to close mine and get a new one and go through all that shit. Took 2 weeks before I got the money back.
So you did get it though, back on
Yeah,
track,
finally.
or
What's that?
you back on track with everything?
A little bit, but yeah, that like really screwed me up.
Uh, yeah,
But
it's
it's
tough.
like every April. April is like the worst. It's even though my birthday's in April, it's the worst because all my annual stuff is in April. So like
Yeah.
my yearly, and it all happens like this week or beginning of next week. It's like happy birthday, give us all your money,
It's
all
the
of it,
eclipse. It was the eclipse.
right? Plus your regular bills too, but just come up with thousands of dollars.
Yeah, just out of thin air. That's been rough for me with my mom and stuff, trying to work and pay bills and take care of mom. Not been fun. Not been fun.
It's definitely a lot of work.
It's worth it. I mean, of course, but yeah, mom's not doing too good. You know how they say when it rains, it pours, right?
Yep. But then again, someone's always got it worse, I guess.
I guess there's someone sitting in a box somewhere probably wishing they had your house and bills. I haven't
True.
met any, but I'll take their word for it. So what do we have tonight? We think there's a Bigfoot, right?
A
What was
very
the poll?
blurry one.
Did the poll come out?
Oh, I forgot I did a poll. Shoot. Let me go check it. I forgot all about that. Wow, 59 votes. Wow, we get one more vote. I can close it out, make it an even 60. I guess
Yeah,
it
you
don't
said
matter because
thumbs up.
the numbers are way higher. It was, have you ever had a paranormal experience? Yes, no, I think so, but not sure, and not me, but I know someone who has. And yes is 59%.
Mm.
No is 25%. I think so, but not sure is 14%, and not me, but I know someone who has is 2%.
So that's a majority.
Heck, I know I have. I know I have, and it was like I said. I don't know if it was drug induced like I was saying earlier, I may have had multiple, but I just don't pay attention. Like I just blow it off. Like, oh, I could have swore I just seen something, but I don't even think about it and just keep doing what I'm doing.
I always remember one thing in particular when I think about this stuff. I don't believe in most of that stuff. I think demons are real, but I think you're mostly protected from that. But people, I mean, they can work through people hardcore. You know what I mean? Like every time you try to do good, you have someone's always coming to try to ruin it.
Yep.
If you're doing well, they get, you see their spirit, they're jealous, they want to break that thing in you. Anyway, that's the story I'm thinking of is you probably remember, but I think it was I don't want to say names, but Slaniker at a house
Oh,
late at night, and they were playing with the Ouija board. Now I won't touch that stuff. I don't like it. I will never put my hand on it. I don't trust it. I hate it. And they started doing that, and I'm like, I'm out. But before I went out, when they were doing it, all the lights in the house went off, and her brother Chucky went over to the
You know,
mirror.
he's still in prison. But
I did
anyway,
not know that. Well,
yeah, he is.
he said the lights went out. He couldn't see where he was going. Put his hands on the wall, and there was a mirrored wall. And that when he tried to put his weight on the wall, that his hands went through the mirror, like
Wow.
almost up to his elbows. And he freaked out and pulled his hands out and fell on the floor. And I'm like, yeah, right. I'm skeptical all the time of everything until
Oh
I
yeah, me
got
too.
until the next morning when one of our friends said that he had fallen asleep in the closet. And when he woke up, he said the floor was out of the closet and it was flames coming up, and he was hanging from the closet rail, whatever, put your clothes on, the clothes rack that he was
Right.
hanging on.
Yeah.
And this is someone we both grew up with who doesn't make stuff up that I know of. Is Keith. I don't know if you know who he is. Keith M. But
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah, I know. I know. Yep.
he said he woke up. Now he was either tripping on acid real hard, and the lights really did go out with no storm. And Chucky said that happened to him, and everybody said. So I never went back to that house.
Well, you know what the crazy part about the Chucky and his older sister?
Yeah.
When I was, I don't know, couch surfing, living on the streets, homeless, whatever you want to call it. I crashed there quite a few times. I would sneak in her window, and I'd have to sleep on her floor under a pile of dirty clothes because her mom always came in and checked. I mean, I wasn't hooking
Oh
up with her
wow.
or nothing. It was cold out, and I needed, so every like at least once a week, I'd be at her window going, "Ah, God, no, it's freezing, please," and I'd have to sleep under a pile of dirty clothes. But I never had any weird experiences over there.
I didn't either, but I didn't. After that, I didn't go back. And I was like, yeah, you guys playing with that stuff. To me, that's like playing with fire. I don't like.
Right. I've
I'm like,
never played with that, and I never knew they did. That's what's crazy. It's like,
well,
wow.
it was just one night, and all I know is we didn't do any heavy drugs or anything. It was just, I mean, weed or whatever. But we were young.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, three people have these crazy. I'm like, yeah, guys, I'm out. Not coming back over here. Let me know if you want to hang out, but
Yeah.
don't bring
And
that
that was the same
board with
time
you.
too that Chucky went to jail the first time.
Yeah, it was like he lost it.
And he's been in ever he's still well, I don't know about till like exact now this moment, but 2 years ago he was still in. And the way he made it sound then was he's not getting out anytime soon. But he took a wrong turn for
I,
sure.
I can't imagine this person lying to me. I mean, I believe he really saw what he saw. He could have been on drugs. I don't know. But to tell me that the floor dropped out of the closet and he was hanging by that, the clothes rack over like this bottomless pit of flame, I was like,
Right.
that is a trip. And he never lies or makes stuff up. He's a pretty serious guy, but
And
I was
have
like,
you seen him?
yeah.
That dude's like a bodybuilder, man. Like, well, I mean, I guess if you're in prison,
That
but
wasn't
he's
Chucky who
huge.
was in the closet. That was Keith.
Oh, that was
Keith
okay.
M.
Okay, I was thinking Chucky still. My bad, but no, yeah.
over by
I seen Keith
Telegraph.
like maybe 8, 9 years ago. I ran into him at Kelly's when I
Yeah,
was back visiting.
that was the story. And I was like, okay, not going back. But anyway, that was as close as I came, I think, to anything really weird
Mine
happening.
was you remember the East Dearborn house I lived in
Yeah.
on Turnez Street, Turn Street, however it's pronounced.
Mm-hmm.
You remember my room? There was you walk in the house, the door's on the side, and it's just a stairway, and then it's like the upstairs, but like an A-frame, kind of like an attic.
Yeah, that was a crazy
And
house.
yeah, remember you go up the stairs, and then there's like kind of like a little hallway, and then at the end of that hallway is the door, and then there's my room.
Yep.
Well, I was going to bed one night and I just had a mattress on the floor and the door was shut. I turned the lights off. I laid in the bed and I'm just laying there and then I thought I heard something. So I opened my eyes and it was pitch black. I opened my eyes, but I could see down the hallway and then I seen something like come up around the stairs, like, like, but I could tell it was small. It was like no more than 3.5, 4 feet tall. You just, and I'm like, I kind of froze at first. I'm like, what the? And I'm like, huh. And then I jumped up and turned the light on and the door was closed. So what the hell is that? Because it was so real. So I don't get it. To this day, I don't get it. But
I mean, even if you watch old movies, you always got like one shoulder's the angel, one shoulder's the devil. Everything you look at on TV nowadays has some sort of symbolism into it. So there's got to be demons and angels, I believe, working and, battling it out for maybe even your soul, like it's crazy. Why would they do that in cartoons? The angel and the demon, one's telling you, yeah, just go ahead and do it. And the angel's like, don't do it. There's
right.
something to all that symbolism that they put in all the movies and cartoons.
Oh,
Yeah,
hell
I don't screw with that stuff.
I ain't messing with you. I got a million trillion things I'd rather do.
Yeah, they were like asking that thing questions and they're like, they start screaming, like, oh, it moved. And I'm like, yeah, I'll see y'all later, bro. And then the lights went out. And I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely gone now. And I won't be back. See you.
Ooh.
You had it all ready tonight. I was proud of you.
Except my computer's running all weird and slow.
Same with mine. Well, she said that there was a solar flare, some crap, and it was messing with signals and whatnot.
But
Heather
yeah,
said that.
speaking of the what'd you say it was Apple, AT&T, Apple? You were just talking about what's the deal with that? Like what? So it was just an upgrade or something, and it affected.
It was breach. I guess they said it was an Apple breach in 93 countries. I haven't said countries, but it was huge. And then at 3 a.m., my daughter's phone was like alarming and doing an update on its own because they said it was a huge breach. So I'm not sure. I don't have an iPhone. I have an Android.
Yeah, me too. I got Samsung Android.
I'm not a fan of iPhone. I mean, it's nice, but I feel like they want too much information and
then look what happens. It's proof.
I mean, I wasn't going to tell this story, but I'll tell it real quick. So my mom had some savings, and this is a PayPal scam going around as well. There's a PayPal scam where they email you, tell you that your PayPal, there's a problem with your PayPal, you have to verify it, or there's an issue. And then you call the number, and it's a fake PayPal. And these guys walk you, they go, we're going to walk you through how to fix your PayPal. It's locked. You can't use it. And we're going to need you to go ahead and sign in, da, 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 da. Next thing you know, my mom's got $30,000 moved from her bank account into the PayPal account.
Damn.
And they blew it up with a couple, I think it was a couple grand worth of gift cards. These are the gift cards that you can get online. It's not a physical card. It's just like an E number. So you buy a card from Amazon or whatever. But they had bought multiples of this, and then the bank called her finally. And then you didn't know if that person was real. So I just said, let's go into the bank. And sure enough, it was real. 30 grand got moved out of her account into a PayPal account where they were spending it through PayPal without it sending any messages saying your money's being spent. So she literally had to. The hacker got in through the email saying he was from there, and it actually said PayPal and everything. So and people when they're older, they trust that stuff.
Oh yeah, that's like I don't even use PayPal anymore. Screw PayPal.
So the other night I was on Axe and Nacho's show, and I was trying to give him like a super sticker or whatever for like $10 through my PayPal. So I go into my PayPal and it says that it's locked. I'm like, why is my PayPal locked? So then it said verify PayPal to fix your account. So I hit the verify, and it says you need to do 2 of these 3 factors or whatever. It wanted me to send the front and back of my license and my birth certificate, a picture of
What?
my birth certificate.
Hell no. Hell no. Birth
I'm like,
certificate.
what?
Nope.
So I ended up giving him like guitar strings or a coffee or whatever. But then it started not accepting my card. I was like, what is going on?
That was hacked. Your shit was hacked too.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go in and change out my bank cards and stuff. My mom changed her bank account. You never know, dude. You could take your computer in to get serviced. They could, get in your computer or put a keylogger in there. That basically what it does is it copies your keystrokes and it knows your password.
Well, not even to mention if you bring your computer in somewhere and you got most of your passwords are saved on your desktop anyway, right?
Yeah, and they say not to save them, but for like my mom to keep typing that in is a lot of work, and she forgets sometimes and stuff. So
Right.
she keeps it logged in, but so I took it over to the Geek Squad, at Best Buy, who work on computers, or she did, and it got wiped out, and then she got it back. I spent like half a day putting her Facebook back on and her Amazon Prime and her Kroger app, or her grocery shopping, reconnecting everything back up, and 2 days later they were already into the new account.
Damn.
So that's what I'm doing when I get up tomorrow morning. You go over and try to fix that crap and get the computer wiped, probably reset her phone.
The crazy part is that's what the government's trying to do is make it all digital.
Yeah, which is totally unsafe, but they always do it in the name of safety.
Right. Yep. For everything. Yeah. It's always for your safety, but not really.
Well, it's like almost like they create a problem. I mean, why would you ever have any of your really important systems like water and all that stuff? Why would that ever be accessible from outside of your own government? You know what I
Right.
mean? The water valves and all the fans and stuff. That's what China was doing. That's what they got caught doing, was like turning the RPMs up on the fans that cool certain things, and then burning the fans up, which cooled the chips, which allowed the water system to keep flowing and then stopped water flow. And it's like, why do they have access to that stuff? Shouldn't that be off of the internet?
Yeah, you would think so.
Like, are nuclear missiles off of? Are they connected to the internet?
That's a good question.
I mean, what do we not do on the internet anymore?
Exactly. I do think about it when you and me were, I don't know, 13, 14 years old. There was like the closest thing we had was a fake beeper.
Yeah,
You know
beeper,
what I
and
mean?
you had to find a payphone to call
Right.
mama because she was going to kill you.
Right. And if we were lucky enough to have a computer at home because our parents had one, we just play like Oregon Trail or something. I had no idea how to use it.
It's also, like even the smart TV. I didn't want a smart TV for the longest time. I didn't get a smart TV. I always just got the regular TV. And now I got the smart TV, but it just updates. It'll just update whenever it feels like. Some days it doesn't work. Some days it's on a different input.
Yeah. And
I'm
dude,
like,
this happened today, right when we first went live. And it was like the third or fourth time it happened, but because we have a sound bar for our TV, and it's like right there. It's like not even 10 feet from me. And all of a sudden, I think I'm hearing music or something, and I'm like, huh? And then it just starts getting louder and louder, and then all of a sudden, it's like we're having a party, and I'm like, what? And I'm like, oh, because it's about ghosts. But it was like the fourth time it happened, and only thing I could think of logically is that the Bluetooth on it, and someone in the area is connecting to that through their Bluetooth
could be, yeah.
and
And like,
turning it up, you know?
I was listening to, like I said, X and Nacho. I was listening to their music, and he was playing a couple songs. And so I turned on Spotify the next day at work. I'm working the late shift. I'm there at about 11 by myself. So I take the microphone to my whole work, which is huge, and I put my speaker up to the microphone. It plays over the whole building, right? So I've got this music on, and all of a sudden they're playing all the songs that X and Nacho played the night before, and in the style that he plays from random artists, like not exactly what he plays, but kind of like the grungy style. And they're all
Right,
the songs he played, and I'm like, how? How does
right.
my Spotify know what I've been listening to? It's like it must have communicated what I like because I
E-
spent 3 hours in his channel, you know?
Even scarier is when you're not even talking about something, but you're online, but you're just thinking about, not even saying it out loud, and then you get an advertisement for it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Say it. I don't even say. I was just thinking it. How do I get an advertisement for that?
Oh man, I don't know what's gonna happen, bro. It's all ugly. We need to get back off the internet as much, like reliant on it for personal
Telling
things. We shouldn't be
you, we
using our
gotta
social security numbers for anything. Those should be private. Now it's
exactly.
now it's like,
And then here's the thing with social security numbers. Why is it if you lose your social security card? Well, first of all, when you have your social security card, if you laminate it, it's no good. Okay, so you're supposed to keep that secure piece of paper and it not get ruined or lose it. But if you do, you're only allowed 6 of them in your lifetime.
yeah, and they won't change your number.
Right.
They
No,
will
yeah, because
not.
you were born a number. You were born a property of the government.
You are a number. They will not change your number. You can
Yep.
change your name. I could change my name for Dave's not here to I'm Cindy Lou Who, and it's okay.
Yep. Because you're a number. You're property of the government from day one.
But my number will
Against your
never
will.
change.
Against your will.
Well, what are we gonna do? Anyway, so watch out for your bank cards, all that stuff where you're shopping. Don't trust these sites. Stay off of Timu for God's sake. I love you,
What is
YouTube.
it?
Timu
Timu.
and
I don't even know what that
Sheen.
is.
These are like all China-based companies. Alibaba is another one.
And what about the 40 thieves?
All
No,
right.
I
There's a lot
never
of
heard of any
fraud
of
going
those.
on. There's a lot of fraud. Well, young teens love that Sheen website. It's a lot of cheap stuff, like clothes and scarves and purses and stuff. They all like that. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Like Timu, as soon as I looked at it, I'm like, this is a scam, bro. $4 for that, and it's a $20 item.
Right.
Gotta be a scam.
Yeah, I don't remember the name of it, but this is a couple years ago. But it was some ad I got, and I was just like, "What?" And it looked kind of cool, and it was right around Halloween too, and it was supposed to be this mask that like forms your face. So when you move your jaw, and dude, the pictures and the video in it and everything I was like, wow, and it was dirt cheap too, right? And should have known better, but I'm just like, I just wanted it to be true, and I'm like, dude, so I ordered it. Holy shit, like what? Like this is nothing like the advertisement, not even close. Like I could have made something better.
What's
But
great is when you buy something from there, like one of those companies, and you get it, the freaking directions
Yeah.
Have you ever seen it? It's like, okay, I got 500 pieces. Your directions are 2 pages long, and half of the parts aren't even on there, and they don't explain it. Like you literally got to find
Or
a video somewhere.
the way it's worded, you could tell they don't really speak English because they don't word it right. Like
Translated, yeah.
take piece on fourth corner
Right.
triple time. Like, what the hell are you even trying to say?
Screw the nut and bolt onto your toe. Oh man, especially like the kids' bikes for the grandkids, whatnot. It's like you used to be able to look at a picture and figure out how to put it together. Not anymore.
Right.
Can't even tell what nuts what are. So this is my theory, conspiracy theory, that China hates us and that they do those directions on purpose to drive us insane. So literally, I've had products where I could not put them together unless I looked up a Google video on how to do it. So I guess you're paying the extra money for the directions. Good directions.
See, I've always been the kind that I only look at the instructions if I
Picture, yeah.
have to, because
Yeah,
I like to figure shit out. Like, I can do this. I can
me
do this.
too.
I don't consider myself a smart person, but I'm definitely not dumb. So
But
I'm like,
some of
but
that
I do
stuff
still
is like,
I do still pull out the instructions though, usually, and it's like, and then they don't make sense, and it's like, this isn't gonna help anyway. I got to figure it out no matter what. If you want something done right, do it your damn self.
right. And you're a plumber, and you're like, I might need to call a plumber for this.
Hey,
Oh,
I mean, because there's different levels of plumbing. There's there's new construction, there's residential, there's new install, there's drain cleaners, I mean, a lot of plumbers specialize just in gas, some just drain, some water, there's pipe fitters, I mean, so I have called other plumbers to help me on jobs because it was more of I'm basically just a residential slash somewhat a little bit commercial plumbing.
me, I started like doing painting and drywall and patching, and then next thing you know, they're like,
Yeah,
I
dude.
started to realize that I could make more money because they're like, oh, we got to call the electrician to come put that in before you can finish the job. I'm like, well, how about I just put it in? And they're like, well,
Right.
you know how to do it? And of course, I'm always like, yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'd be like, I'll be right back. I got to go for lunch. I'll be back in an hour. So then I'd go over to the electrician shop and ask him, hey, how do I wire this? What are the parts I need? And I would figure it out on my lunch. And then the time I got back, I knew exactly what I was doing and I installed it. And that's how I always learned more and more stuff about construction and ended up
Yeah.
doing it for a
Well, you
living.
just reminded me when you brought up the drywall. I'll never forget that time. It was you were doing the drywall on this new house, and you needed help, so you basically hired me and Des. Remember Desmond? And
Desmond, oh my goodness.
we
Yeah.
were there like late at, and I don't remember where it was. I mean, it was in Michigan, but I don't remember like what city or anything. But I remember it was you, me, and Des, and we were doing the sanding, all the drywall. And we were covered. I mean, even Des is a black guy, and Des
He
was
was,
white.
yeah,
We
that's
were
the
just
range.
covered in the drywall dust, and then the cops showed up, and we're like, "What?" Someone like, it's an empty house. It's like brand new. It's being built. Like, what could we have been stealing? Like, it's obvious we were working, but yeah. But
If
I'll never
they
forget that. That was
if they only knew the hell we were going through in the house. I think we were just
right.
putting board over board on that one, weren't we?
No, I remember we were sanding because we had the long poles with the sanding thing on the end,
Yeah.
and we're like
Where was
everything had to
that?
be sanded down. So like
Where,
all this drywall dust is just falling on our face, and like Des was a white dude, and until he took his little like goggles off, and then he just had like a black ring, and the rest of him was white.
that was me
We
every
all
day
looked
at
like
the bank. I had, the whitest eyes ever, and then paint up under my nose, and they're looking at me like I'm some punk, and I'm like handing them, here's my $4,000 check, and then they're like, "Oh, hey, how you doing?"
Right.
Once they see the numbers on the check, but those were the
Yeah,
days,
taping
huh?
and mudding. Taping and mudding.
So when 9/11 happened, I had my business was pumping in 9/11. I was making so much money. I always had $2,000 in my pocket.
Really?
Always.
That's when yours was? Mine was
Oh
like
yeah.
4, maybe 5 years ago, but I was still living in Detroit when 9/11 happened, and I was in between plumbing jobs, and I was actually working for Metro Cars,
Yeah, I
and
thought about
which
working
was
for them once. Yeah.
it was pretty cool, but not money wise. I wasn't. It sucked as far as the money, but it was cool because you got to drive luxury vehicles, and basically you're a
Lincoln.
cab driver, but luxury vehicles. But I only worked there for like less than a month, and then 9/11 happened, and I was like, oh, I guess I don't got a job anymore because they closed all the airports and everything changed.
Yeah, that killed me. I mean, it basically took a successful business for me to almost zero for 8 months, 8 or 9 months. It killed my
Well,
business because nobody was, oh, hey, let's have our bathroom painted,
right,
when there's going to be
dude,
terrorists and stuff. It's like,
that's what happened to me when Mr.
yes, it is, Travis.
Wonderful, the best president of all time, Biden came in office. That's when I went from thinking I finally made it to, oh shit, I didn't, because the economy just took a turn for the worse big time. Because then same thing, people, economy changes like that. People aren't like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get this done. I've been wanting to for a while. Let's just do it. Now it's like, well, we're gonna have to wait a little bit longer.
So
So
now I went and took a city job, right? Everyone always, oh, I want to work for the city. So I took this job. Pays great, but I miss my freedom of having my own business. Like you don't feel good or what. Let's say you get the flu, like they force you to take all your time off, and
yeah, see, I couldn't. I could never go back to
hate it,
working for someone.
hate it,
But
hate it.
but
And
that's the baby boomer generation parents. That's their dream for their kids to do that. Get a job with the city. Get a job with one of the big three. Get a job with Ford Motor Company. Get a job with the government, the city, whatever. That's like the dream for then you're set. Then you got that security blanket, right? That's what they want.
I never knew how many politics was actually when you go to work for a big place through the city. I never knew how many politics was involved. Like you can't say this to her, or you can't say your belief in front of that one, or you better keep everything to yourself because if you say the wrong thing, they're going to go say something to him, and then it's going to get back to your supervisor. And it's like, you guys are all a bunch of drama queens, bro. Just relax.
Right.
Just
Yeah, what
relax.
happened to like don't be such a pansy.
Right. Like we used to work and cut our fingers open, needed 10 stitches. We'd put a piece of duct tape on it, go back to work.
Yeah. I'd put a little super glue on there and then
Yeah.
wrap it with some duct tape and finish the day out.
It's like, yeah, it hurt, but it made you feel alive. A little bit of pain ain't going to kill you. Make you feel
Right.
alive.
And it made
Good,
you
good stuff.
appreciate the money you earned more because you really earned it. You know what
That's
I
what I
mean?
miss the most is the satisfaction.
Terry.
Hey, what's up, brother? At the end of the day, working a hard day and making like a fat paycheck, but really putting work in like 12, 13 hours, but earning that money. You felt
Yep.
so good at the end of the day, satisfied with the beautiful job you did, customers super happy. That's what I miss. Because
Yep.
working for the man isn't very satisfying because they really don't care. You can be the laziest guy there and you'll still make the same as the next guy who's working harder than everybody else. And
Exactly.
they don't
Exactly.
put you to the top. I mean, I'm not saying every job, but most of the time, if you're like, I'm union, so our contract pays what it pays. Doesn't matter if I work hard or don't work, I'm gonna get the same raise.
Right.
And you know
And
me,
that's
I like to work. I like to work and get crap done and be finished. But
Yeah, me too. Done it. Yep. But and that's why I could never be an employee for someone again. It's just I don't know. But I mean, yeah, I couldn't. I couldn't. But then again, it's just weird because, like you were saying, well, that's another reason why I don't want to grow my company either. Because to have employees is just as bad as being an employee. Because you have employees now, you're more stressed out because you're worried. You know, they're all, especially with plumbing.
oh yeah,
I've done it. Every plumber out there, I don't care who you are. If you say you haven't, then you're a liar. No matter what company you've worked for, you have done side jobs while working for that company, and you have used parts off of your company vehicle that the company paid for to do that side job. That's stealing. Everyone does it. Every plumber out there does it. If you say you don't, you're a liar. And just another reason why I don't want to grow. 'Cause I've tried having employees, and it's just nope.
I've had employees, and then if you want to be above board, of course, everybody in America is not doing the right thing, and they're getting rewarded
Yep.
for cheating. Right? We make it easier in this country. If you don't work, they'll send you a check. If you have PTSD because your
Exactly.
dog hurt his foot on the fence, we'll send you $2,000 a month. But if you're that guy who works your ass
Then
off,
you don't get rewarded, you get punished.
punished. You're the first one punished. Like, I know
Exactly.
already if I commit a crime, I'm going to be the first one in jail.
Right.
But if I go down to Detroit, they could probably fire a couple shots off and drive without insurance and probably get off with a warning.
Well, yeah, the guy
You know
that's
what I mean?
got a record a mile long, that's the guy they let out right away, but they're throwing the book at you.
Yeah. I was watching the news today. I don't know if you heard about that guy. They're trying to stop this guy as a white Bronco or something. Not OJ. But they were trying to stop him, and he started getting lippy with the cop. They told him to step out. Well, he started firing at the officer. He shot one of the officers in the arm, and they opened fire. 96 bullets. 96. And
Oh wait, that
he was
sounds
unalived.
familiar.
This just happened, and he was unalived. And then his mom's on TV with the picture of him in a football thing going, yeah, my son was just a great boy, and he was such a good person. And then you find out that his record, he's got 3 assaults with a weapon, that his concealed weapons permit has been revoked for crimes. He has a felony. But this is like, oh, it's my great boy. He never did nothing
And
wrong. He was just cruising.
it's always the true criminals too that happens to, and anyone they interview about them is talking about how they were such a good person. And it's like, what are you talking about? You see what
He just
there was
shot the
one
police officer in the arm.
there was one that this dude robbed I don't know what kind of place it was, but he robbed this place, and the people running the store were armed, so they defended themselves and shot him. And then the family was like, he's a good kid, he just needed money, you didn't have to kill him. And it's like, he was going to kill them. What are you talking about? Like, oh, my bad. We shouldn't have defended ourselves. We should have just gave him the money because he's a good kid because you say so.
I think
Fuck out of
nowadays
here.
they actually want you to get shot first. It's like,
Mhm.
wait till they shoot you, then you have a reason to shoot back.
Right. All right, on Terry. Let's see what Terry say. I'm
Night,
headed.
brother.
But I'm glad you go to see me, Steve. It was good to see you last, sir. Much love, aloha, and much respect to you, Terry. Everyone check out Arlington Auditor's channel, man. Great dude. Really great dude.
That's what I was, Travis. But I mean, I learned everything so that I could make the most money I could, I learned all the trades, not perfectly, but I could go into a house and do a punch list of just about anything and make money.
It's like being the contractor and all of the skilled trades.
Yeah, it took a long time. I mean, it took me 15 years or whatever to learn it all. And then people look down on contractors like, dude, do you realize that I'm still in school? Like I did go to college for 1 year to be a cop. And after my 1 year, I changed my mind, and I was passing. I got A's and everything, right? But I dropped out, because I didn't want to. I didn't want to become numb. All the cops I knew were either alcoholics or severely depressed,
or tyrants.
They hated their jobs. There's one cop that told me a story about he got a call. His mother called him, said, anyway, they came right away. He busted in this girl's door, which was the lady's daughter. The girl's hanging. I'm just throwing this out here, guys. This might get a little grim, so if you don't want to listen, but she's hanging from the ceiling fan by her neck. And he's trying to lift her up by her legs so she can breathe. And he couldn't get her up. And he's got her up with his left hand, and he's trying to cut the thing off from around her neck. And he couldn't get it off. Finally, he just yanks the fan down and got her on the bed, and he was doing CPR for like 45 minutes and couldn't get her back. And next to her was a note saying nobody loved me, and I never felt like anybody wanted me and all this stuff. Dude, that killed him. It was like he died that day.
Right.
He felt responsible because he had her life in his hands, and he could not save her. And she was alive when he got there, and he couldn't do it. So next thing you know, he's an alcoholic. He's divorced 4 times, Can't keep friends. So I'm like, yeah, I don't want none of that stuff, bro. I'm good. So anyway, that's what made me go into the contracting thing.
We all need to do what Mo Tibber's doing. Go off grid.
Yeah.
Go off grid.
Oh. I'm so sorry about that story, guys. Maybe I shouldn't have said that one, but that one stuck with me. That was part of my decision-making process of being a cop.
It's a terrible story, but it's also a good story. I mean, it's a story to tell for sure.
Yeah. There's millions of those in my head. Anyways, what time is it, brother? 3? You want to keep rolling?
For you, yeah. Nah, well, we've been 3.5 hours. And it's dinner time for me and my beautiful wife.
Yeah, you got to spend some time with the mamas. That's right. I love this comment. That's a good comment there.
Okay, sorry. Gotta raise our kids with. Yep. That, you know what, Mr. Beck? That's where I've been blessed. And it's weird. Wow, it's so weird how things work. Because last night, because I pray every night when I go to sleep. I pray multiple times a day. But when I was going to bed last night, I was praying, and just like, I'm so blessed to have the parents I have, because I could have been given any parents. And it's how you raise your kids that makes all the difference in the world.
Look at this comment. Keep working. Millions on welfare depend on you, Steve. Harloha. Hopefully the dog didn't pee on your dinner, brother. Hey, it's been good to see all you guys tonight. Thanks for showing up. Let's see, what have we got? Ooh. Love that. That's my second favorite comment tonight. Loving that, Travis. What had happened was, I figured the dog ate on your
Dave's
dinner.
having an anxiety attack. I left him all by himself.
Yeah, I was starting to look for comments, man.
But no, there was there's
Figured the dog peed on your dinner or something.
Bugs and critters out here
Oof.
can be scary. So
I don't want to see them.
Doesn't matter how clean your house is, how immaculate it is, they find a way.
All right, brother. I think we had a great stream. Unless you want to keep going, we can.
No, it is 9:10 p.m. here, which is early compared to everyone else, but we haven't had dinner yet. So
yeah, we did.
I'm gonna cook me and Nina something to eat.
Yes, sir. Was fun.
Sure.
Thanks for showing up, guys. We appreciate you. Wouldn't have a show without you.
Absolutely.
Love all your comments.
You guys could be doing anything else tonight, and you decided to hang out with us, and I appreciate every one of you. And huge shout out to AKA Heather Joy and Mayhem Studios for coming up and sharing their stories. Very interesting. We're gonna have to have Heather and then next time her sister too, because I know she had more stories, but
tons.
Very, very interesting to me. I love it. I don't think interesting is the right word, but I'm very interested. Same thing, right? Interested, but what's the word I'm looking for? Damn it. But you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know. All I know is Rome had the best comment of the night. Hayden Biden.
Hayden Biden.
Remember that. Hayden Biden. Been a pleasure to hang out with all you guys. Stay safe. Remember, don't use your cards unless you trust the people. Where's the I see you, bro? Much love to everyone out in the chat.
Right out. Yep. Thank you guys, everyone. And yeah, shoot. Well, hang out for a second, Dave. And for everyone in chat, again, much love, much aloha. You guys rock. And we'll be back next Thursday and also this Sunday. Me and Ronnie will be on. And shoot, with that being said, have a beautiful morning, beautiful day, beautiful afternoon, beautiful evening, and beautiful night, whatever it may be, wherever you are. Much love, much aloha. Most importantly, God bless.